Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to EGL One. I'm very pleased to say we have a matchup tonight that is definitely not forgettable by any means. Punx taking on Exdee, two of the invited teams.
The
to the tournament.
invited.
The invited. You were not invited to speak yet, nOtAhErO. Would you
I
mind?
shall inviting you to my gathering.
Well, we're off to a good start this evening. Sometimes things go well here, and sometimes not so well. But anyways, let's try that again. Exdee versus Punx this evening. Two invited teams. Just need a minute. Okay, good. Two invited sides that definitely need very little introduction to the best teams in the country, and I'm glad to say that the game will 100%, I guarantee, be better than that introduction. My name's HeLlBiRd, and I'm joined by nOtAhErO as always. Welcome to the broadcast, friend.
Oh, thanks for inviting me. I'm gonna run with that for the whole evening, by the way, just to let you know. But yeah, Exdee versus Punx. Super excited. This is kind of a rough one because these are both invitees or invitees, and one of them is going home.
Something help me. There's gonna be somebody who likes me still. Just help me out of this one.
No, but yeah, so
the highlight reel coming up. There's not gonna be any Dota. It's just gonna be invitees.
But yeah, so two big names in the South African scene at the moment. I think Exdee came into the tournament as 3rd seed, and then Punx came in as the 4th one. So big Dota, knockout Dota, and the winner here moves on to the next round to face Duck in the lower bracket. And I'm pretty sure both these teams fancy their chances against Duck. We spoke to Muffin Man briefly in the previous after the previous game, and he kind of said he's rooting for Punx because he's got a friend on the team, but he does think Exdee has got the upper hand in that matchup. So
it's foreboding though, nOtAhErO. That's what that is, because that's exactly what their opponents, or their would-be opponents, said as well, that they wanted to play Punx in the lower bracket. So the thing is, everyone wants a piece of Punx right now, and I almost feel like this is where, when everyone starts cutting a team out, when people start saying like, "Oh, it's not going to be Punx, it's not going to be Punx," then it ends up being Punx. But that said, I mean, Exdee are a vicious Dota team.
Yeah, no, they're looking extremely good, but we've kind of seen phases of Exdee this year as well. We've seen them beat Energy in a tournament twice. We've seen them beat Sun 5 in the same tournament twice to win the whole thing, and then the very following tournament after that, they end up losing to Punx in a semi-final and get knocked out. So they have the track record here. I think out of this year so far, out of the 5 series that they've played, Punx have won 1. And Exdee have won 5. So there's quite a big significant number leaning towards Exdee there. And these guys are playing a lot of Dota. Like you can see in their ranks, B on the side of Exdee, I think he's Immortal 2000. Remedy is sitting close to the Immortal 800, 900s. So very solid, very solid squad. And a lot of people are talking about Burn Biceps as one of the top offlaners in the country, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I think it's been a long time coming as well. I think Baron's been playing fairly high level Dota for some time now, so I'm not too surprised to see his name featured in the halls of Dota 2 supremacy. But with that said, like, there's a lot of new faces for me on Punx. I think it's a new team that is sort of upcoming. I remember you saying that. Is it FICO?
FICO damage and Nemi. So Nibbling Monkey is a cornerstone of this team. I think he makes the right rotations on the map a lot. But these games, Nemi is their pos 1 at the moment, and Nemi is playing for. I'm completely like, it's because the other Nemi is here. Nemi is playing for Team Pingu, is it not? Or no, he's playing for this squad, man. What am I saying? I'm completely like mixed up between these two squads.
Well, because it's fine, because in the lobby there's literally the other Nemi and the Nemi. So
yeah, that's nice. So yeah, they play a lot around Nemi and FICO damage. So FICO has come into this team when Soup went to Energy, and I've always rated FICO as one of probably the best mid laners in the country. He He plays extremely good Dota, and he's just never gotten a chance in like a stable, solid team. And it looks like he's kind of found a home here at Punx. And if FICO has a good game, that's going to create space for Nemi. And then Punx definitely has a shot here. And that's when they're going to control the map with Nibbling Monkey moving around, making rotations. But as you said, Exdee, no slouches. This is a star-studded team. And going to be a clash of the Titans.
Yeah, so certainly, and I think you made a comment that I do find interesting. Both these sides would feel confident after winning this one that they could go through to at least top 3. So obviously, I think you're making a mistake if you're underestimating Duck. But I think this game may be as hard for the likes of the Exdee as their potential next matchup against Duck. You know, in the sense of like favorites. Like I think Punx and DUC to me are similarly skilled sides. I think Duck at the moment I would give a slight edge to because I do feel like they've been overperforming and they're coming to their own. But of course, it does mean that if you win this game, you potentially have an arguably easier matchup next. I mean, at least on paper, you know. But I mean, obviously, DUC coming first in the qualifiers, they're not exactly far off the pace. But you know.
Yeah.
Both
And,
these
and in
sides
this tournament
really
specifically, like Duck has played more Dota than both these squads because they had to come through the qualifier, and that sometimes does count in your favor. But we have like loaded into the game. Time for Dota to start right now. The draft is starting off. We do see
So
Exdee Gaming.
hold on.
Yeah.
Before they do that, let's do. This is so important. Guys, if you're watching this in game, please come join us on the stream. We'd love to have you. We always say this, and it's important to get this out the way now. Whilst you're watching, you're engaged, and you're fresh, and you're near the end of your week, but not there just yet. Join us on the stream. Simply go over to YouTube and search for Evesports. You'll find us live at the moment, and you can tell us who has the. I don't know. These caster jokes are getting a little bit old, so I'm going to just move on. But you can come say hello to us on the stream and have a good time with us while they are flying through the draft. They do not want this. They want you to get here now, so hustle. Get here fast. And of course, it'll make you put you in a position where you can, in fact, also compete for a free gift from Evesports, and I'm sure that they'll be giving away. I'm not sure. I think today is the T-shirt, the jealousy T-shirt, as I like to call it, because I have still not got mine yet. And lastly, I just want to say a big shout out to HP and Omen, of course, to Evesports themselves for hosting such a phenomenal tournament. I'm sad that we're at the tail end of it because it's been so great, such a great experience, and hopefully it is the first of many esports events that we have in South Africa. EGL One on fire so far. Anyways, with all of that out the way, now nOtAhErO. Now that we're giving you some buffers, some heroes to talk about, get in there.
It's been a really interesting opener. So Exdee opted for Juggernaut first phase ban. So that kind of told me like this, that like Punx plays around this Juggernaut strat where Jugs take that healing ward cooldown and you kind of like this death ball push with it. So they take out the Juggernaut, they take out the next. Punx then react with AA, Viper, and Ursa. And first phase for Exdee is Darkseer Oracle. So that Oracle is probably a deny pick. Like B plays a lot of Oracle as well. But they have picked Darkseer first, and they didn't want it to be countered with an Oracle pick in the lane just to purge the Iron Shells. And then Punx open up with Lion Medusa. Both kind of meta heroes, but very interesting to see that they opt to pick up the Medusa so early. The hero is pretty in a good spot because in the past, Anti-Mage would just be picked up against her instantly and she would have a horrible game. But Anti-Mage just feels really bad at the moment. The hero is not performing. It just takes too long to come online. What it wants to do on the map doesn't fit the meta, so they just decided to go Lion Medusa. And Medusa is not locked in as a safe lane or as a mid. It's kind of a little bit of a flex pick. It is obviously for a mid lane perspective or a safe lane perspective, but it is a little bit of a flex. You know, it's definitely going to be a 1 or a 2.
Radiant team
Okay,
back.
well, clockwork can be better. I feel like we've seen a lot of good clockwork. Like South Africa's been good at clockwork lately.
Yeah, it kind of fits our playstyle because I think the SA teams that are thriving at the moment is still opting for this roaming pos 4. Well, not necessarily roaming pos 4, but it's a pos 4 that can like start team fights. You see Punx as well. They ban the clockwork, they ban the Evesports. Both fit those roles because like our strong teams or like the higher level teams, which these two teams are, like to set tempo from their 4 and it gives their pos 3 a little bit
10
more space.
seconds remaining.
The current meta that we've seen from overseas and a lot of the other teams in our country is
5
they're going
seconds
for these
remaining.
double range supports, which kind of likes to play from the back line, but that ensures that your offlaner has to put the tempo on the map and rotate and get a good
Radiant
item
team
timing
pick.
on a blink dagger or something along those lines. But if you have a clock or no spirit, it just makes your pos 3's life much easier because he's not solely responsible for setting tempo. Tidehunter ban and Shadow Fiend banned. I guess Shadow Fiend lands kind of
30 seconds
decently
remaining.
against Medusa.
What's
Why
with
would
the
Shadow
tide
Fiend
though?
and Medusa
seconds
together?
remaining.
Say again?
What's with the tide? Why? Sorry, sorry. I realized you weren't talking about Shadow Fiend because I hear you as well. But why the tide?
It just gives them team fight, which they're kind of
Dire
lacking at the
team
moment. It's the hero that Lion Lane a good with. I do think like Dragonite would probably be a better ban than the Tidehunter. Like DK Lion Lane is really strong. I don't know if Punx runs it, but like DK Lion has been a staple. Like Lion Mars, Lion plus any one
10
of these
seconds
super
remaining.
tanky strength offlaners, like he thrives and it
5
actually allows him
seconds
to
remaining.
put pressure on the map as well. So
Mm.
because Lion is a weak laner, so you need a hero like those to
Yeah.
compensate for those factors.
Gotcha.
Lina, that's definitely a pos for Lina. I know Janaid also plays Lina, so it is a flex for them. But I think Exdee is one of the teams that likes to run like Lina Doxia. It's not the traditional combo. So something we didn't mention is that Earthspirit and Clockwork were banned out because it's probably the good old Doxia combination. It's two heroes that like to get Iron Shelled and then run in, but they can do Lina plus Doxia. I don't think it's horrible. Lina can kind of secure Doxia like 2 levels, so as 2 or 3 levels, so Iron Shell's level 2. Doxia very weak lane at the beginning of the game. I'm very surprised teams haven't like tri-laned against
Radiant
Exdee
team pick.
because Doxia level 1 is horrendous, and they can actually do it with these two heroes. If Punx now goes with Snapfire plus Lion as supports, and they tri-lane against this Doxia, and Lion and Snap just stands on the other side of the creep wave and just make sure he's nowhere near the creep wave, Lina won't be able to do
10
anything to stop that
seconds
from
remaining.
happening. And the Doxia, if you can keep him level 1 for like up to like
5
3 minutes,
seconds remaining.
his game is basically over. So I'm very surprised teams haven't started doing that. We used to see Bravado Gaming do it a lot. The moment someone picks Doxia against them, they would just tri-lane, and then they would just put 2 tanky supports on the other side of the creep wave, and Doxia's game is just completely done. He has to go jungle.
Dire team pick.
Okay. Slark picked up.
Slark.
Huh.
That's an interesting pickup, seeing
think
that
what they're gonna
Punx
do-
hasn't picked their offlaner yet.
But you know what's interesting about that is like when you think about Slark stealing attributes from heroes, something like Medusa, which is an attribute-based hero, but also relies on those exact
10
attributes
seconds
to
remaining.
stand and fight. It's almost his own little mini mana drain, right? So it's an
Yeah, and
interesting-
Slark is a very good
seconds
diffusal
remaining.
carrier at the moment. It's kind of like a go-to item for him. We see Matumba Man going diffusal straight into Ags. So he's quite tanky, and he's got initiation. He can jump on heroes. He's got an escape mechanism. So
Oh, and great for the Oracle. I mean, you know, gets the potential false promise when you try and blow him up, and then he just goes and viz, and well, he's definitely going to outregen any damage.
yeah, and also if they can like get a secondary Roche, you can give Slark the shard, and whoever gets false promise by Oracle, the Slark can just kind of shroud that person.
Oh wow, yeah, that's I like. I really like. I mean, it's a little bit gimmicky, admittedly, but I quite like it. Also, like Mars. I actually, this is interesting because
Mars
if
plus
I
Lion.
yeah, if I had to look at these two drafts almost in isolation, I would almost say like I really like Punx's draft so far. I love Mars. I think it's such a good hero. The control it's going to give
10
no natural
seconds
BKB
remaining.
carrier yet for the side of XD.
Slark's pretty good
5
BKB
seconds
carrier.
remaining.
I think more so like he probably wants to go like Skadi stats. I mean, it's not like a
Radiant
go.
team ban.
I don't
Yeah,
think
if
you
you-
really want to go BKB on Slark, right? Like that's probably the best way to say it.
So like, this Mars is a good pickup for them because it's a strong laner with the Lion, and with Mars plus Snapfire, you kind of have everything in your draft just by picking 3 heroes. So you've got Lion, Mars, Snapfire, you've got Stun, you've got Lockdown, you've got Team
10
Fight,
seconds
you've got
remaining.
Nukes. So these 3 heroes can hunt on the map,
5
make space for
seconds
this Medusa
remaining.
to scale in the game. I'm really frustrated that in this like tournament, like I keep talking DK, and no one is even touching this hero. and it's
I haven't unlocked the compendium yet. That's why I haven't got their level 195. Had I
it's
would
so
do a lot
and
more
it's
DK, I
so
promise you that
broken. Like
much.
DK and TerraBlade hasn't been touched, and both these heroes just feel completely broken. Even TerraBlade for Exdee would have been great. I know they went for the Slock pick, but we see RTZ go Diffusal S and Y on TB, especially against heroes like Medusa, like because he puts refraction or reflection on them, and then just the Diffusals hits them and just keeps right clicking. He doesn't really care. So I do like the Slock. It's a good pickup, but they are. I guess they've got Darkseer, Vacuum, and Tulina Stun. There's a little bit of a combo there if they can pull it off. There's a Dragonite ban. DK mid for Junaid. Junaid played DK mid like the last series we casted for them, and I think he went like 14 for 0 on Dragonite. So it is probably a mid hero for them.
Give me a second.
No, I can guarantee you it was like a 14 for 0 DK by Junaid previous series.
So the last matchup. Oh no, the Terra. Looks like we don't have stats for that particular matchup, unfortunately. So
Queen of
I
Pain
just have
taken
to leave
out.
you.
Templar Assassin maybe? Like Queen of Pain's not like super great against TA. I think Death Prophet hasn't been touched.
10 seconds remaining.
No, the XD can't go DP, and I think
5
Punx's draft
seconds
is
remaining.
already quite active. I think DP Medusa's a bit slow.
I feel like Exdee needs something to start a fight. Like I know Odoxia is like
Puck has made it straight through this entire
Radiant
draft.
team
a
pick.
puck wouldn't be bad. For,
Yeah,
okay,
there you
I was
go.
gonna say for XD actually, but I mean definitely doesn't suck for Punx either.
Yeah, it's the thing is they needed a hero with tempo because Mars, Snap, and Lion want to hunt, and Puck can contribute to that. And it's a nice hero that scales kind of throughout the game. And you have your Medusa to bank on in the
Let's be
super late
honest,
game.
Remaining.
They both wanted Puck actually. I honestly think it was the right hero for both drafts. Like it's.
seconds.
I really hope XD doesn't pick Void Spirit now because Junaid fancies his Void Spirit against Puck. I know it's a skill-based matchup, and he likes Void Spirit a lot, but I do think the hero has been nerfed a lot. And if he asks for it, B will probably give it to him. But I don't think it fits their draft.
Yeah, I'm
They
also
need-
I'm not feeling Void Spirit lately. I mean, we're gonna say this, and then Junaid's gonna pick Void Spirit and then absolutely dominate the matchup with it. You know, it's one of those things. But it's more so just if we look at the draft isolation, I totally agree with you. I don't like Void Spirit at the moment. I think it's pretty underwhelming. If I'm totally honest with you, it tends to, in a good matchup, win the lane, but then not contribute as much as another hero that could have won the lane. And you could still go for something like a
they
TA
need
here or
something.
something. I don't think you do go for TA here, but I
They can go
think
TA.
fine.
Slock farms extremely slow, and he's not really a hero that farms ancients. You can go Templar
But I feel like
Assassin.
you're missing something because the Darkseer is almost
Yeah,
like
they need something. They need something chunkier. They need something
Yeah.
to get in front. Oh, there's
Okay,
a TA. Like,
I
but
mean-
yeah, like it doesn't take the farm away from Slock, because he doesn't really want to hit ancients. Templar Assassin can farm ancients and like hit the triangle space, and Slock will do kind of his own thing. So
I guess the problem was that like Puck was the hero we wanted for XD, and I think XD probably wanted, and there probably was another hero that really like scratched that itch that they were looking for, like a damage dealing kind of follow up to the Darkseer. So I guess TA is fine. I mean, once again, the Lina and the Oracle can both do some good work there.
I just found their draft really squishy. It's like I know Slock can get out of arena, but whoever else gets caught inside there they are dying. Like there's no like even people that are Dream Coiled, I don't think they're gonna get away. And there's like little cool mechanics from Punx's side, like you can Dream Coil into Mars Spear to snap the coil. So there's like a bunch of cool stuff that they can do. I do think from a whole rounded perspective, Punx has got the better like they tick more boxes. But this TA hero as well, man. This TA is so strong at the moment. It just looks so dumb. And like the Sonic Trap damage talents, the Shard that silences, and like 4th item Aghanims, and then you can split push faster than a Naga Siren can. So there's multiple factors to take into consideration. But why did you go with the dark? Why did they pick the Darkseer if this was kind of like the direction they wanted their draft to go? I'm not sure.
Maybe they were hoping they were gonna get like a Clockwork or something that wasn't available to them. So.
Yeah.
But I hear you. It does feel a little incomplete. I think that's probably the best way to describe the XD draft. It's just a little bit incomplete. Like there's like one little trick that they're missing. Whilst if you look at Punx at the moment, it's a better draft. I mean, it's more well-rounded. It's not like XD have been, I'd say, drafted into the ground, but it just feels like
they have
a very complete draft. Yeah.
So like XD still have win conditions. I just think they much harder to reach than Punx is. Things can
Okay,
kind
well,
of just
let's
group
throw it in the
around
chat
the
as well.
buckle.
Let's see what they have to say. Guys, let us know in the chat. Of course, once again, if you're watching in-game, come join us on the stream. Search for Esports on YouTube, you'll find us there. And then, obviously, if you are enjoying the event, please do us a favor. Hit the subscribe button, click the little bell icon. Make sure that you're engaging with the... do we even have a bell icon? I don't really cast on YouTube very frequently.
Look
But,
at-
you know, subscribe to the channel.
Look at it. Please tell me you saw what just happened, Metal.
No.
They must have rehearsed this. Their heroes have Baron and Remedy basically. Their heroes have identical movement speed, or almost. They
30 seconds to
choreographed, ran up next to each other, put sprays down at the exact same time, turned around, dropped their flags, and then both strutted out of there.
I mean...
That was rehearsed. That must have been rehearsed because
Yeah, they could have just, as they spawned, like clicked mid and then done it. But yeah, it was. It's a good look. It's a good look for Exdee. I also like what even is this? What is this little sonic creature? What is that?
Who wants
Is that
cookies?
Doxia?
battle
Well, too
begins.
bad.
It's Doxia.
yes,
It's,
because he runs fast, but he looks like
yeah,
Sonic.
it's Doxia made to look like Sonic. Okay, I like it. Well played,
What's
Val.
the
Well
one
played.
next to it?
What's one next to it? That's definitely OG's.
No, that's Viking GG.
Okay.
Because it's a Viking.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, I don't know. That's what Team Secrets. Team Secrets for life, yo. Actually, go EG, but also, but no, because they've been the villains of
Don't
Dota at
say
the moment.
swear words like this.
No, I used to
Okay,
love
so let's
EG.
talk about these lanes. I do think Lion plus Mars is one of the stronger lanes in the game at the moment. I do think Beyond this Oracle can harass the Lion. He's one of the few heroes that can actually trade with the Lion. Because you level 2, if you do take a level of the Fate's Edicts, you can negate a lot of damage in this lane, but Purifying Flames, a lot of damage. Lion only has a 500 base HP pool, or 560, yeah, 560, and Oracle can, he can trade with this Lion effectively. Slock should be perfectly fine down here. He's also one of the heroes that are better against Mars, especially like if you time your Dark Pact with the Spear, you can get away from a combo from the two of them. So it's a hard kill, but when it hits this mid-game period, the moment the Mars hits level 6 here, the Slock needs to kind of leave this lane. Middle is the Puck versus the TA, but this is going to kind of be a strange one because it's Templar Assassin. She's just going to kind of do her thing, then go to the side camps, farm up. I am interested to see if Ski on this Lina is gonna start stacking for this TA quite soon.
What is a win for the Puck here? Like, you know, because I think oh wow, Psycho. I mean, Gwyn is not dying, takes a lot of damage there, but I really do feel like TA has such an advantage of Puck in lane.
Yeah, it's kind of an old school classic counter pick because
Sorry, top lane. Dimly Monkey's gonna be your first blood. Goes down to Ski Hound. Was one right click that.
Oh, he's gonna get this courier as well.
Yeah, and that has a full Wraithband, Respi, and Circlet. So that is a lot of stats that Nemi's going to miss for the next minute and some change.
And he just got first blood for his team, or for himself, obviously, but then he also got a courier kill immediately afterwards. A rich Lina. What is he flying out? Because that was quite a bit of goal. Okay, it's boots. So I decided to buy boots for this.
I kind of like that. Like, free boots feel good, right? That's probably the best way to describe it, and you pretty much got them free for your first blood in the courier kill, so nice start for Exdee as well.
Plus for Lina feels so annoying, especially this build that he's gone, Light Strike Array and then 1 level of Fiery Soul, because Snapfire is a hero that could usually trade with these supports, but now you've got a Lina with a Blightstone hitting you with bonus 40 attack speed.
Yeah, I saw one of his Snapfire, dude. That little shredder just breaks things. I mean, obviously it didn't work out for Nibbling Monkey in the top lane, but like, all Nemi has to do is look in the direction. And hold on, Baron gonna surge up and go deep. Okay. Good. Good. That reasons.
I don't know what that was.
Things happened. He wanted the creep wave, he wanted all to himself, he brought it behind the tower, and only Baron will know. Remind us, if you're watching at this event, should Baron end up being in the conversation with us, to ask him what on earth just happened there, because I cannot. It's not like he pulled it back, you know, back down here or something like that to make sure that he could.
I don't know. Maybe Lina told him the Snapfire was low and he thought he could like get a little mini kill or something. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he wanted to connect with the creep wave before it pulled aggro onto his wave. because Darkseer's strength is when he hits like level. Okay, he's got 2 levels of Iron Shell now, but level 5 is kind of your aiming point because that's when you can start taking over the lane. You can creep skip effectively. I'm interested to see if he's going to go the build we've seen in ranked at the moment is like Rush Aghanim Scepter, or if he's going to go a Hood specifically against this Puck Mars Snapfire lineup. I think he has to go.
How good Ags is, by the way. Like, it's one of those things you read, it sounds so. And oh, you have an increased duration, your Iron Shell, and 300 health. It's like, oh, whatever. You know,
chuck it onto a creep, and that wave just pushes straight
the
past.
creep wants the racks. That's the thing. It's
Yeah.
It sounds underwhelming, and then it's just so good. And I think the big thing as well is that, like,
I do think he needs to hood this game though into a pipe for his team. Like this Mars Snapfire combo is gonna hurt them a lot. He's kind of, because they've got limited combos with this Darkseer, they've kind of got the Lina, and I guess Oracle Root is also in. If he hits like a bunch of people, that's nice. But there's very limited combos from
bottom lane. They're gonna catch out Remedy. They're gonna put him up against the tree line, but they don't quite have the damage to finish the job, so they're gonna back off. Guy next door. Let's talk about this. Sorry, how the pause comes out. So Mars them in 70 to 5. Look at TA, 41.
Yeah, but a lot of that is side camp net with as well. So a lot of that CS is the small camp, but he's probably stacked it once or twice for himself as well. Because if you look at the net worth graph, it's only it's 400 gold. It's quite 400 gold every 4 minutes. It's significant, but it is a TA. Like it's expected. This hero, I don't know. We are not last year, the year before. TI just kept saying, "Give me TA, give me TA, give me TA." And I just think maybe he was a little bit ahead because this hero plus Dragonite and Terrorblade are kind of like the broken heroes of the patch at the moment. They need to. The Aghanims on Templar Assassin is just too strong. I would actually like to go into Dota Buff and see what Ag's TA's win rate is. Like what, like or in Divine Bracket and higher, obviously. But
I mean, if you're willing to talk, I'll you entertain the fans. I'll sort that out for you in 1 minute.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to like Burns with this. Okay, he is opting for the Hood build. He's kind of just going to be the aura carrier this game, mainly because we said like there's no real big combos with this Darkseer. So his job is kind of just to get like early farm and then build into pipe. Maybe I don't think Greaves is that strong anymore. So maybe like a pike into like a Shiva's Guard. It's pretty good against Medusa. Just like items that stack up and make sure that the Slark can carry on fighting, not a sustain. TA can carry on fighting, and if he does that in this game, they're gonna be strong. And a surged up Slark with Iron Shell on it is also pretty scary. So Nemi is kind of struggling in this top lane. He's playing against a Darkseer that's on 25 CS, but the Medusa's only on 19. It is a flash farming hero, obviously. They are gonna start getting stacks up for her, but these stacks have been. Have they stacked yet? Because Ski is looking for stacks. No, they haven't stacked yet. But you can see the intention. There's a Medusa on the one side and a TA on the other side. Stacking is pivotal, but the side of the TA is going to try and invade. Because Templar Assassin can just take over all these stacks. It can control those jungles. They can put traps down, farm them safely. It's going to be a very, very hard... But they... I don't know. They need to stack for this Medusa. It's not having the best of time. It's the lowest on CS out of what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 heroes. So basically, out of all the cores, she's the lowest on CS. Okay, she's over to.
They're going to go into Baron here, and they have enough damage for sure to bring him down. But there was a little bit of damage came on to Jace from Ski, so they were able to at least get a little bit of an exchange. I like what happened there, but they do kill them all as well. So offlaner for offlaner in the end. And that's the power of Oracle. It's a painful hero in the laning stage. By the way, I didn't go too deep into stats, but I think you're looking at TAs in general is doing particularly well with a 56% win rate.
Yeah.
So that is huge. We're often talking about how low 45 is. Yeah, it's doing just.
That was a really nice movement by Exdee. They lose Barons in the top lane, but obviously he calls that the Lion is there, and then they wait. Puck just takes down Oracle. Okay, but yeah, Exdee immediately responds. Oh, Lion's not in this lane. We can be aggressive onto the Mars, and they instantly jump him. So it ends up trading. So a Medusa goes down. Did you see that, Salwood? I don't even. Flawless
It's
use.
not over actually, because Baron is still
Yeah.
chasing down Jace in the top lane, and you can see they're looking to use that ulti illusion just to finish off the job here. And the sun will come out, so it's more than
Nobody
enough.
needs to watch out. He's gonna die too.
I think this is a curious decision. He's outnumbered here and may just fall. Looks towards the tree line, trying to stay alive, but you've got to be very, very careful. We'll connect with the scatter blast, and that does buy a little bit of engagement. But again, comes in the Oracle. Damage done, but has to back off, respecting the fact that Nemi has returned to the lane. So, oh, he comes out. Does mean they get some decent damage off onto the Darkseer, and they'll be able to finish him off. Ski Hound now having to back off. Beautiful Earth Spike from through the tree line. Deal with that, Jace. Take a bow.
This pressure is forcing movements into this top lane. So they are getting some counter kills from it, but it is pressure going both ways because they got the Medusa kill first off. Then they killed the Lion, and that was where respawn time was just hanging around for a little bit too long. But this TA is free farming, and this is giving Slark a lot of space. He's actually almost 2 levels, or a level above the Mars. Oh, he's going. Look how aggressive. Oh, not going now. What?
Some very interesting kills here.
And he
Jace
used
has-
coil.
Yeah, Jace came in to help up. It was a DD hasted.
DD
DD haste.
TA.
Deal with me.
My nightmare. That's the
I'm-
worst thing that could happen in Dota. A DD hasted TA 8 minutes into the game running into you. Janae does opt for this Deso build on the Templar Assassin, which is... Oh wait, Oracle?
Again.
He's gonna go down here.
This positioning from the Oracle, getting himself into a little bit of trouble, and Gynaxor, he's taking his time, wants to make sure that there are no mistakes, and we'll finish the job quite easily in the end. I actually want to point out that was very well read by Gynaxor, because what you may have missed to the untrained eye was, I'm pretty sure he actually tossed out a Purifying Flames on himself to try to permit the immediate deny from the creeps, which is very clever, but that was being read like...
Oh, Lion State Metal.
Is he? No, he's right.
The TA trap hit him, and I thought TA was in the vicinity. But Janae's opting for this Deso first build. It's kind of an old school build. I'm kind of surprised he's basically the pos one this game. So he's gonna go Deso, then he'll probably go Dragonlance, then he'll get a Blink Dagger. It's usually the inverse. The teams go Dragonlance first, so this mid TA can kind of start joining fights a little bit more frequently. Dragonlance into Deso, and then Blink Dagger, and then Ags after that, or BKB, depending on if the game warrants it. So interesting to see what he's going to do. He's pretty close to this Desolator already. He's going to have a 12-minute Deso, HeLlBiRd. Like this should be like a sub 12-minute Desolator, unless they kill him here. He's got traps on the river. He sees all these rotations.
Once again, keep us entertained, and I'll go take a quick peek, see what the averages for TA and Deso are.
Oh, Dream Quill?
They're by.
Can they
They're
kill him?
going to go into the mid lane, and they don't quite have the damage. They even bring in Guy next door Mars. The arena doesn't do enough work. Remedy has TP'd in, wants to make something of this. Cookie will get Guy next door up into the high ground, but he's rooted up. And they'll line things up for the LSA quite nicely. Punx gets off a decent, Jace gets off a decent Earth Spike, which will buy a little bit of extra time. So Guy next door actually is able to walk this one off. And Junaid at the front of this fight, still looking fairly healthy. Psycho and Co, they're going to get rooted up next to each other as they try to run down Remedy. Jace will get the Earth Fight off, but okay.
Oh!
I was going to say, but he'll dark backed it off. But the thing is,
He didn't dock back anything.
the lion was hungry. The Liu needed to feed upon the antelope, and the antelope
also
was
had-
stuck.
That's just a little bit of like trying to overplay his hand there, because he still had Shadow Dance as well, and he just held it a bit too long, not expecting Lion to just insta pop him with a stun and finger.
No
So
one expects the Spanish Inca lion. That's the thing.
Spanish Inqua Lion.
Psycho damage.
Oh,
and
just
we'll
walk.
you'll get very far away.
Cookie.
So you're waiting Rifts down the low ground, gets the cookie from the Bling Monkey. And
Yeah,
totally
Snapfire things.
okay. I really, isn't Snapfire so good? If you want a helpful hint right now, if you have paid for a compendium, or a battle or whatever this thing's called, Nemesis, you should play Snapfire. It literally can do everything. It can stack, it can be the strength hero, it can be the support hero, it can get the kills, it can get the magic damage. Just play Snapfire. You're welcome. Or Kunko, by the way. Because it also does.
Snapfire is a
Yeah.
really good hero because of a tool set in like teams' hands. But how many times have you played a pub and you try and cookie someone and the guy just turns around? And then it's like, oh, okay. What? Parent?
Yeah, taking quite a bit of damage.
Coil again. Yeah,
They
there's
do
a
actually
coil.
go beautiful call onto 3, saving the illusionary orb, trying to decide if it's an aggressive one or a defense one. They do get a pretty decent
Mars
order
coming in.
as well, and
Oh, he
unfortunately, they don't find the re-engagement. Arena of Blood was used, but everyone just they felt the wind as it was installed. You know, it was literally just like if it was a boat, they would have been sucked down under because that was so close.
But look at this tussle between the two teams for the supremacy over the mid towers. Both these teams want these mid towers to go down because it's going to open up the map for them. And they're just not budging. Junaid is sitting here with his Deso. Berend is backing up with a full pipe, by the way. No boots.
Oh, the wall
good
comes
vacuum.
in as well. Very good vacuum follow-up. Gainesville gets a little bit of reprieve as he tosses back his opponent. And now they want to finish off the Oracle before he can commit further to it. He does get the false promise off, but that means he can't use it on his cause. And a lot of damage comes out to Junaid. They haven't been able to finish it with this yet. And they do get the Laguna Blade out to bring down the Mars and the Snapfire. And they'll find another, as Jace should be the next victim here, brought down as well with a couple of right clicks required. The root's there, and Illusion will finish the job. Now they do get the reward of the tier 1 mid. What a fight for Exdee.
They're TPing bottom to try and find Nemi as well on the Medusa. Oh, he didn't back away.
Yeah, bottom lane, Romany.
Yeah, they're getting more TPs. He's hanging around for too long.
Oh, but
he missed it.
a very unfortunate misplay, and although they do have a stunner, he wasn't there. If Remedy had it connected, I think that might have been
That was definitely a
similar
killer.
result.
Unless Medusa uses Stone Gaze.
He probably immediately TP's out there, right? But the way he missed, he just said, "No, look, guys, I'm out of here. I'm done."
Yeah.
Let the casters deal with the remnants of that fight, because Remedy can enjoy the BM or something.
Yeah, no, so the little misplay by Remedy. I guess he was licking his lips a bit too much by seeing the Medusa there. If he did catch him there, obviously you can't TP while you leashed. You have to wait for it to run out. And then the Lina would have come in with a stun. Medusa still did have her ultimate up. So Stone Gaze was still a factor in that engagement. But I do think they could have possibly killed her there. What is Remedy going next? Yeah, he has queued up the Diffusal Blade, Echo Diffusal, and then probably BKB or Aghanim Scepter after that. And he's taking all these stats now.
That's almost really an Echo that's going to become a Butterfly and a BKB.
On a late stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. The big thing I like about this Lina support thing, Lina is actually a support that farms extremely fast. We do see actually Jace on the line above Ski on this Lina, but he can clear creep camps, he can push out lanes. So if this does go late, this Lina can then double up as a secondary core. He is going for the Aether Lens first item, so no Yules or anything like that. But he's also clearing through stack camps at the moment. What is Junaid going next? Junaid's next item is actually flying out. Let's have a look, see. Where did he go? Blink Dagger. So old school TA build, no Dragon Lance, very interesting. I guess he wants to be the Space Maker and not the Slock. So you want, and they immediately
lane,
bottom.
And they do connect with the Spear of Mars. They are not wasting any time. Listen, we've come to deliver your line LT, but guess what? The wall is there. Great vacuum. Junaid is lapping it up. He enjoyed every last moment of that. Nothing of value was lost because TA took everything from Punx.
Vacuum
that is a big
into
moment.
Lina's stun. Like LSA dropped onto the vacuum and TA just twice. No, I think he hit twice in that engagement and he got 3 kills. So, very nice little engagement.
He got 2 of them. If I saw a lie, sorry, Baron got 2 of them.
Okay, well, Baron stole those 2 kills. Okay, I guess he was the one that hit the vacuum.
You may have got the vacuum. You may have got the perfect wall down. You may have been the playmaker of that situation. But we all agree wholeheartedly that you stole from Junaid there. And I hope you send him an apology letter. You know, maybe you could go on to, the Evesports, Twitter page and ask them very nicely if you could buy a t-shirt from them to say sorry to Junaid, who should have got every last kill there.
I do want to note something. Yes, this TA is farming extremely fast. She's 2k above Puck and Medusa. But FICO and Nemi are both scaling at the moment. Pucker's got full trade Switchblade and he's on his way to a Blink Dagger. And Medusa's got Dragon Lance and a Yasha. She's going for the Manta build, not the SNY. So I guess it's to like dodge Lina stun or get the root from the Oracle off. So or even like the TA trap slow to dispel it. So they are scaling. Slark is a full 1000 gold behind Medusa. It's expected. Medusa is a flash farming hero, but Puck and Medusa scaling well into this mid game period. If the game carries on at this pace, I do think Punx is going to have a very strong edge.
Okay, well, that's a fair point. I mean, I have to actually hand it to FICO. He's done really well to sort of stay in competition after having a bit of a hard lane against the TA. Looking pretty good, actually. I mean, this game is particularly close. I think that, in fact, we're only seeing, if you take a look at the graphs, probably about, what's this, well, the XP is a problem. Okay, the XP is a real problem, 6k. The net worth is better, so you know, just 2.5, 3, and then obviously the win probability at the moment, very favoring XP at the moment at 75%, but I don't think that's fair. Shush, Valve. We don't care what you have to say about it.
No, but that XP difference that you're looking at there is main Snapfire and Jace. They like Nibbling Monkey and Jace are both level 8. You're looking at a level 9 and level 10 on supports on the side of Exdee. That alone is close to what, 2,000-3,000 gold.
Jace, he's used his Earth Spike, but he has managed to evade the LSA. Gets down the Hex as well. That's definitely not a fight that they're going to be over-investing in. Jace's life simply isn't worth
and Baron
that
just
much,
showed middle. They need to watch out here.
He is popping his head out top lane. He gets rooted out and immediately brought down. So, although I thought that they wouldn't commit to it, in fact, he showed himself easily. And now they get the ulti from the Mars down, and the Spear of Mars comes in. But they bring in the Oracle, but he's killed very, very quickly. The False Promise was down, but Baron's doing a lot of damage. Remy trying to run in the LSA, sorry, the Laguna Blade comes into guy next door, but Junaid in the perfect position to finish the Mars. In they go again with Remy. They want to bring down Nibbling Monkey, but they aren't quite able to do so. Baron's still alive. The LSA this time for real brings down the puck. Punx have to back off again. They're not getting these fights as crisp as they'd like.
Yeah,
but in the weirdest way, I think the gold isn't suffering. It's the XP that's really a problem.
So Punx actually misread that, because if you look at the draft of Exdee, they can't really take 5v5 fights if the Darkseer is not there. The Lions saw 3 heroes top. Baron showed himself middle. They opted to go for Baron on the mid and try and kill him, instead of like linking towards the Lion and killing 3 of the Exdee heroes, because I don't think Exdee can fight into them if the Darkseer is not there. And they opted for a Darkseer who's got a full pipe with the Soul Ring, which gives him 6 strength. So he's very hard to bring down if your main damage is Puck, Dream Coil, and Snapfire ulti, because he's got a lot of magic res. I do think they should have linked to the top lane to try and kill the 3 heroes that were going on the line, because Baron wasn't even close.
Alright, well, so far Exdee are certainly showing the side of the map that doesn't originally belong to them. They picked up the couple of wards as well to make sure they can get some sort of control, but they're being spotted up. I really like this ward over here. Okay. It out quickly for Mr. Observer. Mr. Observer, stare at the Eye of Sauron. This is also my favorite ward.
Oh, fuck.
Ward out a couple here. It's actually a very good engagement. The vacuum is beautiful. Let's say, though, not quite on time. They'll bring down Jace. Nibbling Monkey going to sacrifice his life, but they do get the wall on. Guy next door backtracking to the moonwalk, but he'll fall. Puck once out and should be fine. But Baron is all alone. In the backline, they brought back Nibbling Monkey. They're getting a pretty good ulti with Mortimer, but they just can't get through the refraction charges fast enough. Smoke comes out immediately. Bear in mind, Rashawn also was touched by them and hasn't even... That Aegis doesn't have a dent on it, let's be honest. I mean,
that was also a double buyback.
Hardly hurt Junaid.
Snapfire bought back and Mars bought back. So that's why you're seeing a 7k net worth now. And because of the Slark, he's got... Oh, there's a ward. He scouts it. But they can instantly go again. You can see they kind of fake back there. But they're back on the map now. Nemi made such a good movement. Like they were huddling around the jungle there, and Nemi moved himself bottom to carry on farming. And then
hero
that
level,
engagement...
hero. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like a level 8 snap.
Yeah. The thing is, they haven't gotten the combos off in the early game for like an arena with the Snapfire, and the Mars even itemized for it. Guy next door went this Blink Dagger first item, which is really good with the Snapfire because then you get combo up constantly. But what do you hunt here at the moment? TA is pretty hard to kill. Darkseer had a full pipe first item. Brown, like he had full pipe HeLlBiRd before he had boots. He had a full pipe before he even bought brown boots. So very good itemization by Exdee just to counter like the mid-game damage sources from Punx.
Well,
they need to give this Medusa about another... She needs another, I would say, 10 minutes, 8 minutes. She needs Scotty plus another item. I think Scotty plus BKB. Stop the Slark from mana burning her.
Nibbling Monkey go out again, has to back off the cookie onto the high ground, so we find, but I like the fact they're giving the Nibbling Monkey this lane at the moment, because it does mean that they do have a little bit of XP on him, but for me the big thing is that...
Look at Ski out on this Lina. He's got a growth bow, but he's attacking from outside tower range.
Yeah, he's not suffering, let's put it that way. And that's the big thing for me, is that the XP advantage is, I don't care about the 8k. The 8k is, you know, take out a loan or something, you'll be fine, but the experience is the big one. And if you've ever applied for a job, you know that you need 10 years of experience.
But it goes back to the support.
Yeah, under 20 years old. And of course, right now Punx don't have that.
Yeah, B goes down the bot lane, so that's at least something for them. FICO damage kills them. But if you look at the levels, Mars is level 12. Level 12 on Mars. You're looking at level 14 on Ski on this Lina, and he's out farming him as well. Pos 4 Lina is out farming the Pos 3 Mars. And it's kind of what we said earlier, that Lina is a Pos 4. If she gets a little bit of space and plays greedy, she's going to scale, and she can become a fourth core on the map. But look at all the sentries that have come out. Is this for any specific reason? Just, I guess, TA traps? Like, it's a lot of sentries.
I'm going to try to get engagement chase, but he is able to blink out of trouble.
Dire's bottom tower is under
Okay, so Baron is going next, so he's going to buff up his team even more. Like we said, if he can keep this TA and the Slark alive, I do think Mech is a pretty iffy item at the moment, but his main role this game is just to keep them alive. I'm not sure if Ags would not have been better then. So, yeah, he is opting for the Mech. I guess there's some things he wants to dispel as well. What is... So, Lion has a Blink Dagger, HeLlBiRd, so that's something. Puck is going Aghanim Scepter next, but we don't really see any... Okay, TA has a BKB, but I don't think she really cares if she's coiled. She just pops her BKB, pops Refraction at this stage, and hits people. You're going to stop her from chasing you, but you're not going to stop her from like running you. And this Mars... Oh wait, Ski, top lane?
I do want to re-engage him, but he's managed to get himself into the higher
Oh,
range. He's got up by the vacuum. They commit the wall as well. Dreamcoil comes down to Ski, and he gets the support in the backline to Chase. Chase doesn't have any spells left, but the damage was done to bring down what is effectively as difficult a core as the Mars on the other side of the map. They managed to get out of harm's way for the time being, so I have to do a little bit of fancy footwork. We'll start TPing out. Is there an opportunity? No. Order out by Remedy and Baron, and now in a lot of trouble. The root doesn't quite connect, and unfortunately from the Illusion Orb, not going to be out in time. They're going to find a nice handy kill, and they trade out their Puck, who is kind of the shining light, I think, for Punx, in exchange for the almost the lowest net worth in the team. I mean, obviously Oracle's
so FICO's having a really good game. Like, he's keeping up with the net worth as well. TA is only 3k ahead of him, which is really surprising because she farms extremely fast. And he's kind of the hero that's on the map, is needing to make space for them, and he's doing it, but they committed so many bodies to kill him there, and he almost got out as well. Chase almost got him out there with a stun. They need to, like, he needs to keep making these movements, even if he dies sometimes, because 70% of the game so far he's gotten away with it. So I don't think he should now be discouraged. Oh, bottom Mars? No, Ski is hunting him. The Pos 4 Lina hunting the Pos 3 Mars. Guy next door is having a rough time. He's still only got Phase Boots and Blink Dagger. He hasn't gotten another item. He's opting for this Yules, but I think it's too late now for this item. Like, it's 25 minutes into the game. He needs like a BKB or I don't know, like an AC for his team, because this Templar Assassin is shredding through them with this Desolator. And he's got the Dragon Lance now as well. He's going for the shot. Oh, Ski, bottom.
Again.
Gonna
they
kill him.
Want to engage here and get a little bit of help. A lot of work being done by Chase, but do they have the damage? False Promise comes out, and there's the wall down again for Baron. He's done phenomenal work. I mean, we've spoken about him during the draft, how good he actually is.
Nemi's in trouble.
He's really doing some phenomenal work here. Nemi will be brought down. That is a real pity as well. He was starting to threaten those higher tiers net worth.
Yeah, Nemi needs to stay away from like these gag squads. He needs to leave his team to try and get these picks, and if they get them, that's fine. But his team is getting in trouble, and he's trying to assist. And him as this Medusa need to keep scaling. We've seen Dragonlance, Manta, Scotty Medusas way before 25 minutes on Medusas that are having a good game. We're approaching close to 27 minutes, and at this stage, he's still 1,000 gold shy from the Scotty. and he wants to be about halfway through to his next item. So he kind of just needs to leave his team to keep doing these gank squads, and he just needs to keep farming. But his map space is so small at the moment. I don't blame him. Like
Radiant's
jungle
top
is taken
tower is
over.
under attack.
Look at the sentries from the side of the Radiant. They're all up in the triangle. TA's got 3 traps in in the dire triangle. He goes up there. They spot him. They know he's there. TA's got the shard now as well. So oh, he's got it queued up. He hasn't bought it yet. Apologies. So Junaid having a really good game on this TA.
Yeah. I think he's taken the advantage that he had by being a TA over a puck and having a good start, and just left an imprint on the rest of the map. I mean, he's played so well. I do also though have to hand it to the Docs. I mean, Baron has gotten off. He's just seemed so present in pretty much every fight. He's
And
almost
his,
breeds up
and
as
his
well.
item build has kind of secured them the early game. Like just no boot, straight into pipe. It's a really smart choice, and it secured them a lot of these early fights. I do not like re-looking at this game. I do not like the ags on the puck. Like we said, like TA doesn't really care if she gets coiled because she's just gonna stand her ground and hit you. I think you should have gone maybe like towards the EGL build, like Witchblade, Deso, Shiva's Guard, or an AC, like a right-clicky type of puck,
Radiant's bottom tower
and then get
is
an
under
Aeon Disc
attack.
just to ensure that you pretty much unkillable. But he's opted for this Ags, and I kind of think it's not. That's 4,000 gold help, but that we haven't really seen had a impact on the map.
It's so random though, because when I look at it, it's almost like the draft isn't really coming together for Punx as well, because we haven't seen them being able to pull these skills. Oh, Nemi's caught up, and they're going to commit everything to him. He doesn't pop the Stone Gaze. I mean, doesn't even have the mana to. He's just given up on this. Weird. And that's there's definitely opportunities for like TPs to come support him, but
I don't think he gets out even if he gets Stone Gaze. Oh, top lane. Ski Hound is just hunting heroes.
Also now a Nibbling Monkey trying to play with Tree Line, but not even the creeps on the side. Roshan now the... I think you actually mentioned this, they now also have that opportunity to start passing shards around.
Yeah, I think you actually give this to the slot.
Okay, let's see if they agree.
Yeah, I guess they can be like a meme and give it to Docs here.
Looks like I think the Doc Shear. As
yeah, they meme. Like, why would you give it to Docs here over? Okay, no, he just passed it to TA. Okay, that makes way more sense. Like, I was like, come on, guys. Like,
yeah, the silence is actually very potent. So I actually like that decision.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go in on the puck top lane. He's going to immediately phase shift the route. They're coming out. Remedy though on the front line. Obviously, he has the cheese. Bear in mind. The TA. Oh wow, very aggressive play from Flyco, and he will manage to get back onto his own high ground. But you can see he doesn't want any part of this. Roshan, just dropped for Junaid. He wants to just make sure that his lanes are pushed out and they don't actually have to take this fight. Maybe they get lucky.
Has at least his Cardi now, so that is at least something. And Mars has a shot. So they have got a little mini tools. Okay, so Flyco opted for Dagon. I said more damage. I said like Deso maybe with the Witchblade, but I like the Dagon as well. So get like higher levels, get on top of this Oracle, just silence them, blow them up. Don't have the secondary save, and then they can go in here. But this is still an extremely hard fight for the side of Punx.
Engage on Jen. Look at the damage! Is this the free Aegis? Very low. Jen does manage to survive for the time being. In comes the vacuum though. It is golden. But on the back lines, they had Guy Next Door coming with the arena. He slowed things down, but he's brought down. He uses himself to stay alive for a little while long. In fact, will just survive, I think. No, brought down by the Oracle in the end. Nemi though stands his ground up against Junaid. Scotty is doing work, and that is actually a full kill on the TA. They're going to go back in as well. Lyco gets caught up with the LSA. A little bit difficult for him here. He's got the Blink Dagger up, so we'll be able to jump out, and does. But Jace wants in, actually. But he'll be caught up by Remedy. Does manage to get off the Hex before he falls, but that's a pretty decent hold. I think if you're Punx right now, I don't think you had any buybacks. You got the Godlike Spree, which went away with Medusa, which is a definite feels good one.
Annoying the TA so much. Like her HP just disappeared. The moment refraction came off, she just dropped.
Yeah, I think really what happened was they tried to go for the engagement, but it was actually the Mars for me that made that fight possible. Going in, catching up both the supports, and if you think about it, that's where their disable is coming from, the Oracle and the Lina. So you had 5 or 4 heroes that were remaining that were just able to unload without having any threats. So good decision, I think, sacrificing his life for the greater good, and I think this game is a lot more open-ended now.
So it also made that this TA can't just right click. So something to note there, she had a Dragon Lance in her backpack for the Aegis slot, and that's kind of what happened there. The Medusa outranged the TA because Nemi's Dragon Lance is obviously still in his inventory, and the TA could just never get close onto anything to hit. Like the Scotty just melted straight through him, and he started losing HP, and he had to back away. And not having this TA in these team fights is huge. We saw what happened. Punx fighting back, 9k, 32-minute game. That's not a lot, HeLlBiRd. And they got quite a big chunk of XP there. Guy next door is still struggling a little bit, but if you look at the cores, Nemi now is level 19, and FICO is level 24. HeLlBiRd, highest level in the game.
Yeah, that's really a big deal as well. I think we were struggling from experience. That was always a complaint about pretty much throughout the game, and the experience is still a massive problem. But at the very least, they have one player who's having a better time. It's the supports that really need to catch up. But even I think once the Snap gets his next ulti, I think they'll feel a lot more confident. But they have to get there first. But anyways, okay.
So FICO with just a combo of his spells and a Dagon will do 1,200 damage. B on Oracle has 400 HP. He right clicks him once with the Witchblade. So FICO can 100 to 0 B in combo and a right click. So obviously it is an Oracle. If he doesn't get silenced, Fate's Edict will help him, but he can cause problems to these supports.
I mean, let's be honest, if you can force out the false promise onto the Oracle itself, then that's good anyways, right? So that's probably the biggest threat the Oracle offers to the team fight. Because I feel like one of the weird things about Purifying Flames is that it does a lot of damage, but because the heal is higher, when you can survive sort of 2 or 3 of Purifying Flames, it almost acts as a boon. So he really does become a false province reliant hero. But
invisibility.
Yeah, I agree with you. In the early stages in the laning phase, doing a Purifying Flames, Fortune's End combo is pretty easy. But chucking those out in a team fight is not ideal because you want to keep Fortune's End for like a proper clutch route or a disable. You can't just Purifying Flames, Fortune's End someone to try and do 360 damage.
Kill ability, right?
It's pretty much a kill steal ability.
The guys who was going to die anyways, but you know, I really wanted to buy that Glimmer Cape. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But I am slightly worried about Punx's position here in the sense that obviously they're behind, but it feels like they're playing like they're behind. And I know that sounds like a very strange comment.
Yeah, Nemi is not out on the map at the moment, and that's kind of the problem. Yeah, they need to get him out on this map, and he needs to keep scaling. I understand that they're feeling the pressure and they're feeling like they're being choked out, and they're trying to play themselves safe. But playing too safe could also cost them the game. Yeah. FICO is bottom. He's the mobile hero on the puck. He's carrying on farming. He's got a is that a Dagon 5? Yeah, it's a Dagon 5. He's got a Dagon 5 now.
It's weird, like Punx feel like they haven't really been that threatening this game. There's never been a point where I feel like Exdee are in trouble. Sorry, top lane. They want to bring down the Snapfire and they get a beautiful vacuum. I love it. Cookie not going to be there, but Baron once again showing just a moment of class, turning his hero so he gets the vacuum behind him, even though he's staying right on top.
That was a maximum range.
Yeah, he was min-maxed there for sure. Obviously just the support, so nothing to write home about other than a little compliment from the casters. But yeah, it does feel like they need to... Well, this is the thing. If Exdee become aware of the fact that they can just play here because there's no real forward momentum, there's a little bit now. But if they can just play here on the minimap, then there's no ways for Punx to win. They need to try and force this issue. And I like this. Jace doing exactly what he needs to right now. Pushing out the side lane, giving something to Exdee to respond to, create some sort of space. But it looks like Exdee, they're in this for gold. They're going to drop down the wall. And the Dream Call does come out. A lot of damage is done to Baron. He gets forced off out. but gets the assist from B, so he's safe at the moment. Psycho, though,
Oh,
he's
Nemi?
caught out. He's in a lot of trouble here. Does manage to get the phase shift, though, so he'll stay alive a little longer. But the ulti comes out from Nemi, and he is doing damage at the moment.
Remedy?
A lot of damage, and the ulti comes up for the Mars! Guy next door, he wants to make this count, but he's taking a world of pain himself. Gets the
Remedy's
self-kills
down.
off. They haven't been able to quite finish the job. The buyback comes in from the Lions. 1-for-1 at the moment. Psycho comes in very, very low, but does have the phase shifts, will be able to go above the wall and survive.
Oh,
Cost him the buyback, so bear that in mind. But again, a pretty decent defense. They have to get out their base, though. That's the big thing for me.
yeah. Nemi is not scaling at the moment. He's been sitting between this 18, 19k net worth mark for a while now. And in these engagements, at least he got some assist call onto the Slark there, which was pretty significant. But this Medusa needs to get out onto the map. I understand that they just smoked now, so they're hunting for more. But I kind of feel like Nemi just needs to farm a little bit more. I think if he has this butterfly, which he's looking for, it's really good. Slark doesn't really want to go MKB. TA doesn't even have it queued up. Junaid is queued a sheep stick now, and this is kind of an all traditional build. Not traditional build, but it's become popular build in TA. Like where you go like a sheep stick as your 5th or 6th item, just to try and like disable someone on the map. But I do think Ags is just way better. If he gets an Ags, he can just put traps across this entire map, push, like choke out Punx even more.
And maybe the one thing they're lacking at the moment is a instant disable. So I
but
guess
you get the meld bash on 25 for TA anyway.
yeah, I hear you.
It's only a 1-second disable, but
FICO's been a problem, right? So I feel like that dealing with that problem is. I'm interested to see what the damage is. Ult comes out from Mars. The vacuum is very good. Nemi and Co. trying to back off. They do manage to keep Jace alive a little while longer. He wants out, but Remedy wants to finish him off and does. Pops a Shadow Dance. But looks like that might be the end of it. BKB from Guardians of Foresight at the very least. Ski, Junaid, and Co.
The heroes are getting really tanky because look at how many spells are being used in these team fights, and we're only losing a Lion. So, sorry Jace, but like I know you were the vacuum.
He's in a little bit of trouble. There's a normal punch that comes out. It actually worked beautifully. They didn't quite finish the job, but a bit of fear definitely there for FICO. He gets support though from Nemi. They've managed to take the tower as Mortimer
B's in trouble.
blows some love kisses
Flicker
out.
himself out.
Yeah, he's going to TP out. I guess they'll do just as well. But Punx are hanging by the edge. It really does feel like it's just the moment that Exdee break that.
Yeah, they're getting Roche now as well. Oh, there's an Axe in Roche. There's an Axe in Roche.
Yeah, this is significant. But
do you give it to Darkseer or do you give it to TA?
Wouldn't that be the perfect thing for you? As he gets the look, he's made the slot, right? That's for the ages for sure. But does he opt also to? It looks like Remedy's going to take it. So Remedy's going to take extra pounds. I guess that's also good. I mean, it's almost a little bit old school, but certainly
I like
doesn't
this.
slot.
I like the Ags with the diffusal a lot. It allows you to choose your targets. He can get in onto Medusa, force her to pop her ulti, and then he can get out. Because Remedy's biggest problem at the moment is he's kind of the only hero that's being caught in that initial second stage engagement. And with the 2 pounces, he can actually disengage and get out of the team fight. He also has a shard, so he's got the depth shroud.
nOtAhErO, I have to ask, by the way, is Punx the team that goes better late? Because Medusa seems great, but this TA and Snark also look phenomenal at the moment. So if they hang on, is it like a timer like, hey, this gets to 60 minutes that Punx pull ahead, or are Exdee just... Because right now they actually look like they're cruising, if I'm totally honest, because there's never been a point in this game where Punx have looked like they can win it. And it's not to discredit how well Punx have played, it's just Exdee have played better almost the entire duration of this map.
Darkseer scales extremely well into the late game because look at his items.
FICO in trouble here. Remedy, you can run him down. He does get off the illusion orb. Will he get out in time? Yes, he does. They still want though. Jace and Co trying desperately to escape. And the fancy footwork's there. They will use the vacuum, but they managed to escape. So a good bit of work from Punx. And this is exactly what I mean. Punx are not playing bad Dota. But Exdee never looked like we're going to lose.
But the problem is Nemi is now here to help his team, while guy next door is pushing in the top lane. Medusa should have been in this position where the guy next door is now, because he's actually the tower damage. He's actually going to get this tower. But Nemi is not getting out on the map and farming. Like, HeLlBiRd, we had the same conversation at, it was 31 minutes. Then Nemi was on 20k gold, if I'm not mistaken. He's on 22k gold.
To be fair, it's the same conversation every time you and I play Dota. Don't help your teammates, right? Be greedy.
Playing carry, go farm. Go hit creeps. That's your job.
Yeah.
I do understand, like, without him there, DA and also the Slark, but his net worth is not increasing. It's a 41-minute game, and your Medusa only has.
Pyco could be caught out here. What on earth? What on was that coincidence? Well, I'm confused, but they do manage to go on the linear. Skion takes a lot of damage, but the Aeon just kicks in. Is it enough to discourage Punx to go forward? Look at this TA. Junaid running down. He wants a victim right now, and Remedy wants to back him up as well. They'll go up the high ground where they do a lot of damage to Snapfire, but they haven't been able to finish off. Nemi pops the LT, and he's doing work to try and discourage further engagement. They drop the Dream Call. Junaid, he's taking a lot of damage, but he will survive a little while longer. He also has the Aegis. On the back lines, the Remedy comes with the vacuum.
Oh, big vacuum!
A lot of work as well. Remedy still stands right, hasn't taken a lick of damage just yet. Guy next door will manage to get the spear away, and they're doing so much work here, Exdee. They find the first, they want to bring down the Mars. He's backtracking, doing the moonwalk one side and will blink away. In the end, they only find the Medusa and the line, almost the Snapfire. But the Medusa's a big pick-off for them. Okay, I didn't catch that, but that's an even bigger pick-off.
It was the normal punch and that puck.
You know, we memed it, but
how long are these team fights going on? Like, that team fight went on for 30 seconds, and then Lion was still on 100 HP, and he was the first hero to die. It's just going on forever, but no buyback on the Medusa. No buyback on
Remedy wants to bring down Nibbling Monkey, but he's going to have to settle instead for the buyback puck. That's a cute little combo that Oxy does there. That's game. That's what that is. Puck down for 2 minutes at the moment. Remedy, now Exdee alive. They're all stacking. Come at us, Mars! We're together. Why aren't you blinking on us? They say as they finish their second set of racks. Bear in mind, the top racks are totally open, so it depends just how they want to finish this game. In comes Guy next door. He will manage to get the spear onto Ski, but he's got the unders, so he is A-OK. Backline, Remedy will finish off the Monkey with the help of Junaid. And again, Mars, self-defensive Yules, won't have the blink tag in time. BKB's up though, desperately running towards the fountain, just one side.
Oh, look at the line animation.
Please, please don't tell me that Pyco died to a DC. Because, look, if that is the case, I would just feel so bad for him, because Punx were already hanging in there.
He died a while back. Like, he died before the mid-range barracks was taken.
He brought back though. That is his buyback that he died.
Yes, but look at the graph. It says Remedy killed FICO damage, and then after that it's mid-range.
Well, I thought Skihound's taking a lot of damage. They should be brought down. They've started to ignore him. They believe he's a corpse, but the damage is certainly done. Mega creeps up for Exdee at the moment. Take a look, pan around, enjoy the view, because you're going to have to get used to it. Those creeps are going to be pushing in every... Look at these little monsters. 1,000 HP, 1,200 HP, 1,270 HP. They... Little heroes, man. That's what they are.
I think it's rapier time for Punx. Nemi needs to pick up a rapier now. He just queued it. He stopped the butterfly purchase and he needs to go rapier. They need to make enough space for him so he can actually farm this rapier. He's got a leveler as well, so he's got the Daedalus. If he can get this rapier, that's kind of their way back into this game. Because he is hurting. It's just that little bit that they need extra.
You know what I find quite interesting, by the way? Echo Saber and Stark often becomes BKB and Silver Edge, right? But in this case, it was Kit.
I've actually got the player. Okay, we spoke about this 2 days ago. They need to feed Jace a tome or whatever they need to do, but he needs to get level 20, get the mana drain, restores allies, and just sit behind his Medusa with rapier and mana drainer.
I mean, maybe that's exactly what they're doing. They're sent him out towards bottom lane. He's got Pyco who's dealing the damage to creeps. Jason's actually showing, so obviously if fairly normal behavior, but
Because I really want to see it though as well. Because it's like, in what instance will you take mana drain restores allies if you don't have a Medusa on your team over 20 finger of death damage per kill? I guess if you have no finger of death
I
kills
was gonna say,
when you hit level 20, but like, what other game would you take this? Like keeping people's mana topped off, it's nice, but as a level 20 talent.
how's it? Sorry, out of curiosity, because this is how little I know. Does it take away your mana, like, or does it just like do you have to have
like give?
You just give. Okay, right. So it doesn't take
I
yours.
I think it just give. Mana drain restores allies. I don't think. It's not a siphon. It's
Almost steal, right? I mean, you think of Pugna, for example, right? Like
because,
it's the inverse with life and such, but
yeah.
I don't know.
We'll have to see. Yeah, he has to get it though. He's still
I'm
half a level
really
away.
impressed. I'm so impressed that Punx are in this position. They're being stomped right now, right? In the sense that they have megas against them. Stomped is a little unkind.
Oh,
But the
no.
point is, they're 30k behind, and yet their Deuce's only 4,000 gold behind the Slark. Like that's
But that's a
serious.
Medusa compared to a Slark, HeLlBiRd.
Why
Medusa
must you ruin my
farms
even?
3 times faster than Slark does.
Fine,
Like,
that's okay, but the
that's
TA
very
is
significant.
even less, right? The TA is even less, and TA definitely isn't that slow a farmer. So the point is that, like, I really think they've done well to keep themselves in the game, and I want to credit them to that. But they are in a hole right now. They are in a deep, deep hole, and I mean, it's 99% to 1% win probability.
Nemi needs to get out on this map. The only way they win this game if he gets that rapier. And they're trying to play it safe because if he dies, they're in trouble. But if he doesn't get this rapier, they're definitely in trouble.
And he needs a little bit more for that. He's about
top lane.
6,000. Yeah, top lane. They're going to engage here, and they might just be able to bring down. Look at all the spells to keep Gaius alive. He has committed the Arena of Blood. Now let's see this Deucer.
The other problem
about
is
600 gold short of that rapier. Called 500 in fact. So it looks
yeah,
closer.
TA's
You
got
gonna
a
sell
full
something for it?
butterfly.
I think
Templar
it's also
Assassin's got a full
rapier.
butterfly.
Yeah.
This rapier is not going to. What did he sell? This dragon lance.
He sold his Dragon Lance, yeah.
Oof, I
I
don't
kind of
know.
feel like the treads were probably the better call there, if I'm totally honest.
Yeah, and there was an ancient camp right next to him as well.
I mean, the Ancient Camp was going to keep leave him a little bit shy. He needed the slot anyways, to be fair, but
Yeah.
like, so
He
I
hit
would have gone
this
for the
TA though.
treads.
Like TA's got a full butterfly. So, and Darkseer's got a Heaven's HeLlBiRd. So, no BKB on this Medusa. If he gets Heaven's HeLlBiRded with this rapier in his inventory, this TA is just gonna shred him. So they've got still some work to do, but I do think this rapier purchase has got them back in the game. He's got a butterfly queued up for himself now as well. Butterfly on Medusa. Oh. I would have actually liked to see a Swiftling.
Sorry,
Since
wow, you
Ma-
took the words out of my mouth. I was just going to say, like, it gives you movement
With
speed to inflate the power
Sumail
tread,
did Medusa,
and
yeah, because the Swiftling will give you movement speed and it can ensure that you can kind of choose his targets.
of course, Stone Gaze. You just blinked in front of people. Like, sup?
Yeah.
Where you want to go?
And then yeah. So it's not a Stone Gaze from far away. You can actually position your Stone Gaze.
And there's no reason to say buyback here, right? Like, you literally just, you buy out whatever you can. Where Sean goes down. And, man, look, the refresh for
I don't dislike the butterfly. I just don't think it's there.
I'm sorry, they just gave
it's a
Baron
winning
the
play.
Agnum Scepter blessing that Roshan dropped. They gave him that.
And he's got refresher.
So he's got two.
He's got parallel wall as well.
He's got parallel walls. So they have just had such an enormous spike because, like, there's effectively 10% extra HP on Junaid, for example, now, right? Like, that matters. And
a remedy as well.
And he's got two walls.
This is
and
a
he took parallel wall.
3,400. This is a 3,400 HP slot now with the unshot.
Dude, what madness could we possibly see? Could you imagine? He drops down parallel walls, right? Pulls everyone through them. Drops a second parallel wall and pulls everyone through them again. Can you imagine how many the ungodly damage that Medusa could do here?
No, remember, like the illusions only get they don't get the green damage. So
Yeah, he's got
they won't
Scardian, like he's still huge.
Yeah,
dude.
but
Like,
Medusa with rapier will still kill
You
these
want-
illusions in like 3 shots though.
I guess, but you want to be Jace in that situation? I don't.
No. Like, let me please kill your own illusions before they kill me. Like,
Yeah,
let me,
pretty much.
please.
Just
Let
get
me
that
please
Davis
stop.
crit on your rapier. I mean, he's going to crit huge, right? I mean, that's all said. Nemi on the front line is going to be very, very
Oh,
careful.
Baron.
Look at it go! Look at it go! Look at that. Huh?
Tickles, man.
Just a
It tickles.
nonsense.
He like Jace lost 50 HP in
Got like
3
2
hits.
shots
Pretty much.
off. It was. That is just wait for it to be the illusions.
So that's actually a nice thing to note here, that this Medusa has opted for Daedalus and obviously the Rapier. So the base of her damage is from green damage, is plus damage, which the illusions don't get. So the illusions are only going off the base of 213, which is better than if he went like full Scotty, full Manta, full Butterfly, and then Hurricane Pike, and the illusions that you for like, oh wait,
In they
there
go
goes Brandon.
again. Let's need the illusion this time. He's a little bit more space to act. And the first wall comes down. Backline to manage to get the arena from the Mars out. And the ulti also is there, but the damage coming out. The pause again. Is this because Vico is AFK? Again, this is very unfortunate. But take a look at the puck. He has not moved. He's not even facing towards the fight right now. And Nemi is pretty much dead. The GWR is called, but I think that's enough. Nemi is stunned up and should be brought down. Another ulti comes in. They're trying to keep Nemi alive. Doesn't matter in the end. That'll be the end. And although the buyback comes back, I don't think there's a rapier available to anyone. I'm not sure who picked it up, but... Oh, you got it. He did pick it up. Okay, I stand corrected. In they go. This time Fico is able to get some damage out onto Junaid. He's got the Aegis. Bear in mind the BKB has not been activated just yet.
Oh, there's dogs here, Elise.
Yeah, Baron knocking Nemi around. There's no buyback this time. Does turn his back, so not too keen to take this fight just yet. Look at the walls just lying around. Fico will be tossed up in the air by Ski. Drops down the LSA. Immediately phase shifted though. Able to back off. They get a pretty decent engagement here off onto Remedy and Baron though. Gynexor stands his ground. They're trying to make some space for this producer to do her work, but she is once again limping back to the base, and she will fall. No buyback this time. They managed to throw back Remedy, but the GG's called. The throne has fallen, and Exdee, they just never looked like they were going to lose, let's be honest. A lot of work for Punx in game 2 here, or their road at EGL One is going to come to an end. Alright, let's take a quick break. Hopefully there are updates, EGL One style, but don't go anywhere because game 2 will be coming your way very, very shortly. We'll see you in a minute. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Exdee vs Punx live in just a minute here. Exdee, of course, one game up after what was a clinical performance by them, and definitely leaving Punx scratching their heads a bit about what they can do to change things up. Just tuning in, my name is HeLlBiRd. I'm joined by nOtAhErO. If you look for a moment to the YouTube description, you'll see both our nicknames in the worst possible versions of their casing you could imagine. Welcome back, nOtAhErO. You ready for this one? The draft is about to go live.
Yeah, I hope to see Punx swap things up a little bit because
Radiant team back.
we both said it. Like they looked like they had this more solid draft. FICO damage was keeping up with the net worth of the TA and the Slark on the enemy side,
Dire
but
team
the
back.
map space for enemy was just non-existent. Like that early pipe from Burrend, it like kind of nullified the Mars plus Snapfire combo that they were banking on early on. Mars even went Blink Dagger first item, so the steps were there and their plan was pretty clear, and it just got completely shut down by Burrend with a pipe. But we saw a little bit of misplays. They kind of went for like some hard kills, I think, where they could have played the map a little bit better. And if they iron those kinks out, then we're definitely going to go to the game 3 because
I mean, it definitely didn't
the
look
fa-
bad.
Remaining.
That's a fair comment, right?
no,
There
no,
was
no,
just
no. So the phases that we saw, there
5
was really
seconds
good plays from
remaining.
them. That's the thing. So they just need to iron out those little kinks, and then we're going to possibly go to a game 3 here.
Okay. Well, let's do a little bit of admin before we do just that. If you're watching in game, yes, you know it's coming. What am I going to say? Huh? You know what I'm going to say, don't you? Yes, you do.
You love
that's
chicken
right.
mayo pizza. Free stuff.
Dire team pick.
Carry on, HeLlBiRd.
I'm pretending I've frozen, so I don't have to deal with you anymore. And your chicken and mayo pizza. Hey, okay, anyways. So, let's go back to what I was going to say, which was please come join us on the YouTube channel for Say It nOtAhErO. Say it with power and
Free stuff.
and if you were
Like
tuning
as
in
free
earlier,
as free can
Seconds
be.
remaining.
if you were tuning in earlier, this will make sense to you. If not, it won't. But I'd like to invite you
5
to join us on the YouTube
seconds
channel. So go ahead onto YouTube and type in Evesports, and you'll see us live, and you'll see me making dad jokes. But of course, with that said, we are giving away a free EGL One shirt. It is only open to South African residents, so please, we're glad if you're internationally joining us, but only if you're South African, you'll be able to win yourself that prize. And of course,
Radiant team pick.
subs will get 2 entries. So if you do like the stuff we're doing here, why not sub as well to the channel, and you'll get 2 entries into the prize. And of course, what you really need is a secret keyword, which I will tell you after the draft. With that
10
said,
seconds remaining.
I'd like to give a quick shout out as well to the sponsors of this event, being HP and
5
Omen,
seconds remaining.
for making this possible, and of course to the hard-working folk behind the camera that like to give us a hard time, and we like to give a hard time back to, of course, the Evesports production team. All right, nOtAhErO, take it away. Let's get into this draft.
Yeah, so we've seen Punx react to that first game. They took out Burren's Darkseer, kind of feeling that it did way too much. I don't necessarily think that Darkseer, like Burren plays it extremely well and he uses the hero to its full potential, but I do think there's better offlaners in the meta. I don't think that was their main problem.
10
But they do decide to take it
seconds
out, just to decide to try and like ease out some things on the map.
5
They banned the
seconds
AA
remaining.
secondary, so obviously probably looking for some form of healing strat. And then Exdee, kind of similar to the first game, they take out Juggernaut. I guess that's a staple for Punx, and then the Viper. Big responses here. Punx open with Timbersaw Clockwork and 2 strength heroes already, and Exdee instantly responds with Nyx Assassin and Timber. And I don't know if anyone here watched the Nigma game yesterday
10
where they
seconds
played,
remaining.
was it
Radiant team back.
HeLlBiRd Spashes? And Control and GH with this exact combo, Timbersaw plus Nyx, was these 2 heroes won the entire game for the side of Nigma, because Nyx would just hunt, he would catch a target, he would stun him, Timbersaw would blow him up. They would just rinse and repeat 20
Dire
minutes of the
team
game,
back.
and then it was basically over. This is an extremely strong combo, and not to mention that the Timber
Radiant
actually ends up
team
countering Clockwork and Axe. Axe carry really
Makes
strong.
any other strength
Don't
hero
wanna be playing
unpleasant,
against
Dire
right?
team back.
Yeah,
I guess the real
like-
question though is, does Timbersaw
Radiant
counter
team back.
a person who is willing to eat a chicken mayo sandwich, because I don't think there's any counter to that. That's
Chicken
disgraceful
mayo
stuff.
sandwiches are fun.
Sorry, chicken mayo pizza.
Why
Did I
is-
say sandwich? Ah, you know, no, it's not my
Chicken mayo
night.
sandwich is like a bad
Chicken mayo
thing.
sandwich is fine. Chicken mayo pizza is the problem, anyways. I'm gonna
Like,
retire.
like now you're discriminating against
Remaining.
sandwiches. Like,
know,
I don't even know what's going on
you
here.
know,
Like-
it just
5 seconds remaining.
So we do see them to take the Shadow Fiend band out again. So it's just a staple for Punx. FICO damage likes a Shadow Fiend a lot. They take out the Necrophos and then the Razor. This axe is still a very big flex pick because we're not sure if it's going to be a safe lane axe or an off lane axe. We kind of spoke about the win rate of safe lane axe compared to off lane axe. I think Castaway at the moment in the SA scene is probably the only person winning with off lane axe. But as a carry, the hero feels extremely strong. It's doing really well. But it's also like the Slark ban kind of tells me that this might be a 3 axe, not a 1. So
I don't think
Also,
you
you
do a
don't-
1 axe into Timbersaw, right?
into Timbersaw.
Yeah.
10 seconds remaining.
But
the thing
you know what?
is,
You know what?
you can put-
Because I'm wearing red. I'm down for axe. Yeah, look at the
5
redness. Okay,
seconds
they're all red
remaining.
actually. Nyx is red, Timber's red, Grimm's red, Clockwork's red, and Axe is red. Red is
Nyx
the
is
color
brown.
of the day. How is that Nyx not red to you?
Nyx
Look
is
at him.
brown, my friend.
That's pretty
He's
red.
got a set that makes him red. That is brown. That is
That's
like
the default
oaky.
Nyx.
That is oaky brown, my friend. That is as brown as the things on Ursa's arms.
No, that is. Okay, you tell us, chat. Please let me know if you think Nyx is red or brown, because look,
He's
I'll admit
Brown.
it's not exactly like, I don't know, red wine red. In fact, but it's red. That's not brown.
No, my
Ursa's
friend.
brown. There you go. It's brown.
It's the same color.
We
Back to the
disagree.
draft.
Disruptor's red,
Disruptor-
and Ursa
Disruptor picked
is
up.
red inside.
Disruptor is picked up. It's actually a really good hero against Clockwork. You can always just glimpse him out of the hookshot initiation. It is also a hero that can mess with Ursa quite a bit. You can catch him in the field. You can glimpse him. It really limits his mobility in these team fights, which is really good for them. And Ursa is one of the weaker heroes against Timber. So Timber, Ursa can't kill the Timber. Don't get me wrong, but I saw Ice take this exact matchup, did not skill a single level of reactive armor, and they killed the Ursa like 4 times. So max Timber Chain, max Whirling Death, and you just fly in region for yourself like a normal hero, and you just make sure you've got enough burst to keep killing this Ursa over and over again. Like Nyx Timber versus Ursa Grimm. I don't know. I think it's weird. Grimm has to take an early level of silence for the lane. Otherwise, Timber just blows up your Ursa. So I think Exdee kind of has the lanes figured out a little bit. They go back for the TA.
Yeah, and
why not? Yeah, why not? It kind of means that they might go like a less greedy carry again for Remedy, because this TA does soak up a lot of the farm on the map. We saw it in the last game. But the Slok actually still ended up top net worth, am I right? Yeah. Like when you mentioned that he was 1k above Junaid on the Templar Assassin. I don't know where he got all that net worth from, probably from a few kills, but definitely significant. But TA, Timber, Nyx, and Disruptor. I guess they've got Axe, Clockwork, and Grimm, all pretty good. Like Grimstroke is really good with Axe, he's really good with Ursa, he's really good with Clockwork. So there's a lot of synergy between the drafts. Just nothing really to benefit off the Grimstroke ulti yet. So no real double Doom, or could they go mid Doom? They banned Batrider, so that's a double lasso, I guess. And it's a hero that can actually lane against TA pretty effectively. So, but if they would Batrider, I think the game's pretty finished. I saw HeLlBiRd back in the day, Donnie mid-axe against the TA, and he beat the TA because Battle Hunger takes off the shield.
Okay.
But this was long ago. Obviously, both heroes have changed a lot.
Yeah.
But it has happened before. So mid-axe? Medusa ban? I don't know. I think Medusa TA is way too greedy. Both want to farm in the same areas of the map. They just... Exdee. What are they going to take out here? Take out the Puck, maybe? FICO did have a pretty good game on the Puck the last game.
5 seconds remaining.
Let's see, 2 seconds.
He did, but I do really want to run Puck into TA again because it didn't work. I mean, I guess you could still
Yeah.
one position the TA and put him in the safe lane if you.
Mm-mm.
But the moment you pick up Puck,
Yeah, I
then
don't think
it's
it's a
like
remedy.
TA mid, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Because like FICO, in the whole context of the game, he was fine, but the laning phase was pretty rough.
Yeah.
We can do this TA then. So Doom,
Radiant team.
and then you've got double Doom in the mid lane. You've got the Scorched Earth to take off the refractions to harass her a little bit.
Team.
I don't know. They opted for a Wind Ranger ban. I guess it makes the draft really mobile. You've got double Shackle, so not horrible. And Punx does have last pick this time, so Exdee, Juggernaut's been taken out. Troll, no.
10 seconds
Do
remaining.
they pull like a OG and do like a safe lane Lesh?
5 seconds remaining.
I feel like that's not
No.
going to happen. No.
No, neither do I. I'm just kind of like spitballing. Like, what do you pick that's not too greedy? That's not gonna like take the Templar's farm away from her. Oh, Bloodseeker. There you go.
I mean, that answers
Yeah.
your question. That's
Yeah,
pretty
it's
good.
not a too greedy core. It's not gonna like farm in the same areas that the TA does most of the game. It gives them early like fighting potential. It's a good hero against Ursa. When he's ruptured, you can't. I guess he can still pop in rage
10
and it just
seconds
doesn't really
remaining.
care. He still fights you. But
5 seconds
yeah,
remaining.
good hero. Clockwork also doesn't really like to play into Bloodseeker
I
because
was
if
gonna say,
he's
I
not-
will be so
Yeah.
happy if I see a Clockwork. Because I know it's awful, right? I know it's a
if
terrible
you're
thing
not
to
the
say.
one that's hookshot as Bloodseeker, you just put Blood right down and then okay, well
I
you're gonna get
want
pure
to see
damage.
Clockwork hook shots on me and get caught by Rupture. That's what I want to see. Watch. The stun will land, but the Clockwork won't be there at the end of it.
Oh, and what about some Rupture into Glimpse combos? Huh? You glimpse someone just into their death? Like, person gets ruptured, runs, or he runs and
Yeah.
Germany just insta hit Glimpse and takes 1,000 damage, because that's always fun. Oh, it's Queen of Pain.
Choose your hero.
It's weird. I'm not a fan of Queen of Pain versus TA. Him. I know that Shadow Poison is good. Shadow
So,
Poison. What's this really called?
Shadow Strike.
Shadow Strike. Thank you.
So it's good and it isn't. So what Blade can do in this matchup is he gets a sentry and you make sure there's always a sentry in the lane, and he just takes an early level of meld. And if you cast Shadow Strike, you just dodge it with the meld. And if there's no sentry on the ground for the enemy, then it's not a train smash. Also, you can start with.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
there's
But I think a TA should beat Queen of Pain because you dodge the Shadow Strike, and then nothing else the Queen of Pain can do to matters.
Yeah. I've also seen old players go double Ring of Regen against this lane, and then you don't take refraction. You max meld and Psyblades, and you just kind of like run at her, and if she Shadow Strikes you, you make sure you trade with the melded, and then you kind of like win that battle because you've got double Ring of Regen. So there is ways around it, but I just think he goes the standard build, but he goes 1-1-1 instead of 2-0-1, and with 1-1-1 you can just dodge the Shadow Strikes over and over again. So it's a pretty easy matchup. And even apart from that, Queen of Pain is not going to stop this TA from not doing TA things. It's not going to stop her from going to the side camp, farming it, going to the Ancients at like 5 minutes of the game, farm them. So...
I know what
do
happened. It's a good looking Queen of Pain set, and they were like, let's pick something for style points.
Yeah,
So the TA looks
I
ugly.
do like the Quap.
That's the same
TA
TA set I have. It's just a mismatch of ugliness. They've won in that regard.
If you win this game, I will be very proud.
Oh yeah, okay. So let's spend a moment reminding everyone what the special word is. The word. Okay, guys, I'm honestly
special
going
word.
Okay, you know, sometimes...
So, Devin, please tell us what the special word is. Guys,
I
the special
don't like
word.
to say. I want to repeat. We actually... So listen, this was actually going to happen. We're going to restart the entire matchup because this entire day, it's not been great. It's not been great. So we're going to start the entire tournament again. The tournament, in fact, not the match, so I can get this match right when we get back to it. But anyways, okay. The special word is... Dota 2 ZA. It's one word. It's the numeric value 2, and you can type in whatever case you want. I, for one.
Only once though.
I, for one, encourage camel case because reasons. And as nOtAhErO says, only type it in once. If you do it twice or thrice or 700 times, you'll be knocked out of the prize draw.
Subscribers,
so you only do it
get
once.
2 votes though. So subscribers, if you vote once, you'll be entered into the draw twice. So
There you go.
please subscribe.
Cool.
If you
So
do want to
subscribe.
do
Click the
it
subscribe button. Join us on Evesports YouTube channel. Of course, if you're watching, hold on. Ravage. How often do you hit a 4-person Earth impale? But anyways, Ehan's still in a lot of trouble here. But he's going to get bailed up by Remedy. He's going to tank some of those barrier assault hits.
I'm really upset about like Exdee the first game like did the spray so like evenly. This time they're not straight. Like they need to go back and practice this. Maybe they practice it more from the dire side. Like the mid sprays. Oh, they're still going here. Jace is running back in.
It's a level 1 battle. Baron tries to get away, but guess what? That is a little mini stun, so Baron not respecting the Jace clockwork, and the damage coming out is still once again Baron just, why isn't this working? He says. They do manage to claim the bounce runes, going to go 2 aside. Could have potentially got the 3rd one out there. Baron this time once again goes back and it will be greeted with a stroke of fate. The damage is really significant. They're bringing in a lot to deal with what's happening here. Jace could be first blood though, trying to dodge the... and does manage to dodge the impale, but damage is there regardless, and B has a magic level 1. I think Grim's definitely dead. Is he going to get the cross kill? Yeah. That's the real question. Gets the stroke of fate off and does get the cross kill. And now, yeah, you'll fall, well, 3 kills in under a minute. Does not suck. Good.
So Baron opted for this Timber Chain level 1. I know it's kind of to deal with this Ursa chain, but I do think reactive armor or Whirling Death would have been a better choice, especially against this Ursa.
Especially seeing so many of the clockwork.
Yeah, but this bottom lane there's no clock, so it was just that engagement. And so, Remedy is taking so much damage top.
Yeah, so Jace comes in, guy next barrier assault is down to the Assassin, gets off a decent enough impale, but the problem is that he's still being run down. And even creeps to get in it as well. But Jace will just run him down, so 2-2 evens things up here a little bit. Very
really good start by... It's a really good start by Punx. Because that support battle that went on for like probably like a full minute has ensured that this axe is basically a full level above Bloodseeker. Like he's about to hit level 3, Remedy is about 2.25 levels, so he's pretty far off. Axe just hit level 3, Remedy's still level 2, and now this axe is bullying him. Like he's bullying him hard. But he opted for a bracer first item. Ooh, I don't like that. He went for 6 tangos and a bracer.
This feels like a slightly older build, like... That was something.
So you just go three tangos a stick and then rush Vanguard.
Yeah, I was gonna say the brace thing almost. The brace thing was something that players were doing before Vanguard just became the go-to item. But look at the damage coming out of the Radiant top lane here. He's hurting, but bottom lane they actually pick up the timber, so it probably comes at the cost of Nemi. Not quite. Bailed out by the stroke of fate, so Ski not gonna be able to get that kill.
Oh. So the Axe had a really good start in the lane, like a full level above Remedy, still going, but he's got a salve queued up before the Ring of Health as well. I don't know, maybe it's just like a quick pipe perspective, but he needs, yeah, he's fine. I guess the bracer is just full of a bit of stats. We've seen a lot of Axes do like bracer, one set of tangos in the lane, no, not even a Quelling Blade, and then you just rush Vanguard afterwards. So I'm not going to focus on this too much. He still should have a really good Vanguard timing. Look at middle again.
Middle tower
like Junaid 17-5 to FICO's 11-2. He's really hurting him, and he did take that early level of the meld, and he has put a sentry down, as you can see. Yeah, like so that's exactly what you need to do in this Queen of Flame matchup.
Yeah, it is. It is significant, and the problem is I don't think this gets easier. When I look at what Queen of Pain is playing into as well, like there's a lot of ways to deal with. Obviously, Disruptor ulti means like no Blinkerinos. Rupture can make
I
it so
don't,
that
I
very
don't like that
difficult
FICO put. So what FICO should not do here is just turn this into a sentry battle. Like TA can farm these side camps much faster than the Queen of Pain can, so he'll always like up gold you.
to-
And
What's the alternative?
he's-
You just lose the lane?
So he's put 2 levels into dagger. So if he doesn't win the sentry battle, then his lane is basically over. Normally they would take 1 level of Shadow Strike against the TA,
Oh,
and then you would
Psycho
max
is
your other
being
spells.
harmed here. Mid has the
Good
bottle,
first
so it
down.
doesn't manage to get up. They do pick up the Nyx in the side lane, so a little something extra in it at the moment. 4-2 at the moment. Punk's actually looking good. I think oh, mid lane. Look,
That
that
missed.
is very, very, very lucky for Psycho that was missed, because I actually imagine that, you know, the outlook of this lane
Oh, you
is
got both
totally different.
runes. So what FICO is doing here is really nice. Yes, he might be taking a lot of RAS on the lane, but he's controlling the runes better. He's kind of looking at what side Janaid is running to, and he's contesting that rune with the blink, and then he can still contest for the other one as well, because he got both water runes there, not just one.
Bottom lane at the moment, nibbling in a little bit of trouble here, but being supported by Nemi. They do miss with the Stroke of Fate, so they have to turn their attention to the Nyx, who wants to finish the kill on support hero and will do so. But might come at the cost of Ski. He's very, very low, but Earth Shock is available and will be enough to finish the job. But now Baron wants to finish the deal. He turns his attention to Nemi, who takes the fight, but realized that that's going to be the end of that, has to back off. And top lane at the moment,
Top
Remy
lane?
running away because guy next door was putting pressure on him, but he was able to turn things around with the self and pick up the kill himself. And possibly build up a little bit by what was happening to bottom lane, may I add, because there was the thirst activated from what was happening bottom lane. And
Yeah, but this Axe's CS is just completely stopped. He had that really good start, full level above the Bloodseeker, but look at the CS now, HeLlBiRd. He's on 15 CS, Bloodseeker's on 30. I don't know. Like he's got the Ring of Health now, but this is a weird lane. I think in a lane you kind of have to get boots.
bottom, they're going to
So
go
you
on
can-
to Baron again, and the damage going to be more than enough as Nemi, as well as Nibbling, finishes the job. The Phantom's Embrace more than enough to help them through it. But mid lane, Pyko having a really hard time. It's got to be said, sitting substantially behind the TA in net
They're
worth.
the same CS.
Oh, they're actually not as bad. It's 100. I thought it was worse, but
Exactly the same.
Pyko being
Yeah.
run down here. And they get the Nyx into mid lane, they're going to catch him out with the Cox, and they get the support they need from Nibbling, and of course, the Sonic Wave this time will be used, but Junaid did have the Refraction up, so he is still fairly healthy, so they do bring the kill to Pyko, I guess. But there's a mull that we're talking about, just skipping through the damage, and once he turns things around, he can just bully Pyko off the lane. I guess it's okay, I guess, that they were able to get the kill because it brought
Punx are
to Pyko, but it
looking
was a
way
fairly big...
Oh, Rupture on the Axe, top lane.
Does he care though? Like, he's gonna care now. Just kind of makes it very small
Disruptor
movement.
doesn't have glimpse. Disruptor hasn't leveled glimpse. Oh, but his TP was still
Does now.
CD anyway. But Ursa. Okay. I don't know. Nemi is starting to pull away here. He's at 1,000 gold Bloodseeker and is mainly to these kills on Burns that he's getting over and over again. Burns TP is on CD. Like that's 2 deaths in a row. He has to walk back to lane. Not having a really good time. Both off laners kind of struggling. You can see they're both hovering around that 2k mark. Oh, Disruptor.
He's gonna find Nemi as well. The Glimpse is pretty good. Gonna send Nemi all the way back, but they don't have the damage to finish off Nibbling either.
And now Jace is rotating bottom as well. It's just the party bottom, and really is kind of just he doesn't really care about the Axe at the moment.
Is under attack.
Axe still doesn't have his Vanguard. Really struggling. But Burns on the other side is kind of in the same boat. He's got brown boots and a soul ring, and is trying to get to that ring of health, which is probably going to build into a hood.
Remy just doesn't care. He's not respecting the Count Helix at all. Just look at him chase down guy next door. Just back
Rupture.
the ulti comes out as well. He's gonna call, but he doesn't have the TP, so you have to stand and fight Remy.
Oh, that's a level 3
Drop
Blood
down
Rite.
the Blood Rite. It does damage and more than enough because the dunk was missed as well.
Middle tower is under attack.
So Remedy he actually could have potentially fallen there when I look at it. I mean, the damage was pretty solid for him, but maybe he just had to use it because he was worried about the silence. But bottom lane, they're going to re-engage here onto Ski. He manages to get these spike carrots out before the Phantom's Race is latched onto him, and he gets a little bit of help from BE. He comes into the bottom lane.
Are they going to
Does
glimpse
have the
Ursa?
glimpse available and does glimpse also back into a chakram as well as Connect deals. He's trying to deal with Ski, but he can't quite do so. Jace though in the background might be able to finish off the job and does. Now Nemi wants out, starts moving towards the support, but the damage is there to finish him off. Baron still in this at the moment. Phantom braces up, Stroke of Fate will do a fair amount of damage, but with that Phantom down, now Jace in a lot of trouble. Gets off a very, very interesting cogs, which pushes Baron out of his chain, excuse me, his Tibber chain, and means he has to TP back out of here.
He's
but
denying!
For B, he is in a little bit of trouble here as they bring the axe. He denies the cogs, I think also the battle hunger. They're still trying to find the kill though, as they dive deep into the jungle, and they do manage to get the barrier assault out. They're going to be careful because Jace is getting very, very low. They managed to get the Thornfall from Guy, but the damage was there. So the cross kill, very, very fortunate. Exdee actually pull ahead from this one. I mean, we know about how Punx look better, but a couple of misplays that's hurting him a little bit. Guy next door still in trouble. Ski and Co want to bring him down. Very hard target, but of course they do have the level of Whirling Death, which makes him a lot less, I would say, scary as an axe.
Yeah, like, tanky boy, not anymore. So, Janae not having such a good start this game. Like he is above the Queen of Pain's net worth, but the previous game, by this stage of the game, he was by far the most farmed hero. But Remedy has caught up to this Ursa so quickly. He was 1,000 gold behind. It's only 400 gold now.
So, curiosity, what happens if you have Chakram out and you get caught by Phantom's Race? Are you just ripped?
Well, yeah, you can't attack, but your Chakram's still out.
Yeah, but so you can't get rid of the Phantom's Embrace. So
you can't get rid of the bug, no. Your teammate says to help you.
The bug. Guy wants to keep you out, gets caught up by the Chakram, but he wants to go onto Nibbling Monkey. Dashes with the Impale, and Remedy is going to does commit the Rupture. And Nibbling Monkey is just going to accept his face as he tries to run this one off. Yeah, does eventually just give up and dies. Bottom lane in a little bit of trouble as well. Baron, with his backup, probably going to look to take down this T1 tower. And they're actually interestingly giving a little bit of space to Jace in top lane. He's got the tome, so he has 6 as well. It looks like he might just try to hold things out until 7, but they're going to give up their bottom and safe lane tower. That's significant.
Yeah, the Grimmer's already level 6, so I guess they're opting just to get Jace level 6 now as well, because he's kind of their tempo hero at the moment, because Axe is not having the greatest time. He still doesn't have his Vanguard hold, but it's 11 minutes.
Okay,
these offlane Axes are looking at 5-minute Vanguards.
Junaid finds Lyco. He's got a little bit of support in the next assassin. I think he's trying to bait this one up, buy some time, but he's taking a lot of damage here, and it is brought down. Lyco, though, will be caught up by Ski, and he'll bring down the Queen of Pain. The trade is there. I guess that favors, well, you know, like if you're a support player, you probably think that nothing of value was lost, and that Nyx is very happy with the outcome. But of course, as a mid player, it feels bad, and you want to favor Punx with that exchange.
Hey, oh wait, here we go. Oh, Clockwork's in.
Jace gets the assassin. Nice soulbind comes out, and they manage to sidestep
the disrupt ulti.
The ulti from the silence from the Bloodseeker, but as mentioned, B got a pretty good ulti as well, and Remedy wants to still find more kills off the back of this. Brought down the Axe and the Clockwork, but Nemi comes in, they'll kick them back into the fight. He actually gets on top of Remedy, and he'll delete him from the game, and Baron and Co are going to find that one a little bit awkward, because that was the back of their own glimpse.
Yeah, they just glimpsed that Ursa, and he ended up killing 2 heroes, which is not ideal. I don't think that's the target you want to be glimpsing when Enrage is still up. So maybe a little bit miscommunication there. Beat maybe thinking that the Enrage was down, but that Ursa just got a freebie on Remedy, which was next to him the most farmed hero on the map.
And that's really important. This Ursa's looking good. I think Nemi is in a position where he almost has his Diffuser Blade. He'll have it after just this one little Centaur Conqueror, and now, I feel like he can really put some pressure, and he can be a bit of a playmaker for his team. Bottom lane, however, Nibbling Monkey is going to find himself the center of attention as Ski as well as Baron one going. But a beautiful hook shot. He's going to catch up both. They get the Stroke of Fate through as well. Lyco comes in. He doesn't have the ulti, but does have a fair amount of damage regardless. But he's deleted. The damage certainly was there. They tried to bring the Axe to finish the job. He does have the Inkstall on top of him, so he's doing work on Remedy at the moment. Can he finish the job? Yes, he can. Has the dunk. The damage is there. Nemi wants to go on to Ski. He does not have Spike Campus up for another 5 seconds, but he should have enough time to at least get that off. Comes out from Disrupt on the background, but they want to deal with Ski. He's waiting for the pounce and does get that off. but this should be the end of the Nick Assassin. No more fancy tricks available. I say this, but he gets off a decent impale. Is this? No. He's going to dive in, right? No, this is over. Finally, this fall down. But at least, you know, that's like a good 30 seconds that Nemi wasn't farming.
Like the coyote chasing the Roadrunner, but actually getting him. Like after 100 episodes.
The dark version of
Coyote and Roadrunner.
What was the actual?
Acme actually makes working like tools for the Roadrunner to use. The Acme Corporation.
Was the angry bear they brought in, and Barrett does manage to get a little bit of distance, but unfortunately he's caught out by the bug, as you call it, and more than enough damage from Nemi, who's just racking it up. He is in such a good space. Well, 6-1-3 in 40 minutes at an Ursa with the Diffusal Blade. This is his game to win. Fico drops out the Sonic Wave, but he's got company here. He will get caught out by the Impale from Ski, and out comes the Rupture as well. He blinks forward, so he does manage to get the cross kill, but of course, support for a mid laner. I'm pretty sure Exdee will be happy with that. Although,
but how did that animation work? Shouldn't he have just died on the max blink before he could even get the scream off? Or was he hitting it like mid-scream?
I think he probably took a damage from something else. I'm not exactly sure how the mechanic works.
No, Queen of Pain killed him.
No, I mean, I'm sure he took like, I don't know, an venom damage or something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, it's really weird, because on the completion of that blink, Queen of Pain was dead, like, just died. Punx looking really good. It just doesn't feel like... oh wait, what? Queen of Pain's hunting again? No, Nexus is scouting.
I think the big thing for me is Nemi, right? Like, the XP at the moment is 2,000 in favor of Punx, but the biggest thing is where that experience, etc. is. Nemi is in a great space. He's the second highest net experience on the map and the highest net worth on the map. So if he can get on top of the TA, he's going to have no problem. Ski, though...
And this is all pre-blink.
Like, he's been caught out, yeah, and they do manage to get off the spike carapace on him, and they will manage to hookshot into him, but the glimpse was there as well. The green field also down. Nemi in a little bit of trouble here. He wants out, starts TPing away, and will get away. But he's abandoned his team here, and they're all caught by the side trap. They're in trouble. Out comes the ult from this Disruptor. You're not moving. They're going to bring down the two supports. If that's it, Punx will take it, because, of course, that is not a fight they have any interest in engaging with at this point.
I don't know if that's the correct play by Nemi there. I guess Fico told them that he can't get to the fight, and they kind of decided to leave it. But I do still think if he enrages with that Rupture, he can still contribute in that fight. And Exdee needs to kind of keep going here.
Yeah, they do have Nemi on the front lines, but they will catch him off the Impale, and they're controlling beautifully. Goodbye. That was their big ticket and a big moment for Exdee here as they tried to bring down Guy Next Door. He goes in to try and make use of the Inkswell, but he's brought down before. And all of a sudden, look at the net worth and look at the experience. We're talking about the good position that Punx win. Well, that's over. That's totally over.
So
net
I
worth
actually
at
wanted
the
to
moment
comment
and experience in favor of Exdee again.
And so I actually wanted to comment on this as well, because this is all pre-Axe Blink. This Axe is super far behind. He went Phase Boots Vanguard. He's still 1,000 gold away from Blink Dagger. And Exdee was kind of getting run over. They need to be making those movements, because this Axe is not the cornerstone of their draft at the moment. It's more Jace on the Clockwork. So if you can get this Clockwork out of the fight early, like use your glimpses, use your Ruptures on this Ursa, and then you can control these fights, because Axe is not going to be effective for, I would say, about another 3-4 minutes. And a 20-minute blink on an offlane Axe is pretty anus for his team. Like, he needs to calm down a little bit, or his team needs to give him the space. I think they're putting a lot of pressure onto Guy Next Door to engage in these team fights, when he should kind of just go like, guys, I need my Blink Dagger, and he needs to back away from it. Oh, they're hunting bottom. They see Jace. Dragonlance Teso on Junaid.
He's going to be caught up by the Junaid. Yeah, he tries to... There was nothing there. There was nothing to go to. He was hoping that there'd be a creep to help him get out, but unfortunately that hook shot is going to be... Junaid has been killer on this game.
Claw with Teso and Dragonlance. Like, yeah, that's going to two-shot you. Fun. TA hero. What's he going for next? He's actually going for a Heaven's HeLlBiRd. I wanted to ask you if Timber is going to get a Heavens. It doesn't look like it. He went for Hood of Defiance and a 4-staff, which is quite interesting. They mass TPing to the top lane. They think Ursa's rushing.
Radiant's bottom tower
Yeah, they're-
is under
yeah.
attack.
Going for it, but they're gonna find. Maybe they just want to rush. I mean, they also have the magic. The armor reduction that they need, so they could definitely tear through Roshan at the moment. 8,000
Yeah.
HP looks pretty.
TA can shred through this Roche pretty quickly. I actually think she can solo Roche as well if her team steps up for it. And taking this Aegis away from Ursa is really big because it's one of the hero's strengths. How quickly he can do Roshan. And Skian's just giving them so much intel with this Nyx Assassin. He has died once or twice because of it, but he's just running around this map. Well, not once or twice, he's died 7 times. But he's just running around this map, giving intel, kind of like doing his own thing. He's about 1,700 gold away from Aghanim Scepter. And what I wanted to speak about before that mass TP is I thought Timber was going to go for a Heaven's HeLlBiRd, but he's opting for heals. But Remedy on the Bloodseeker has decided to... He's got Maelstrom, he wants the Sage, which he's got now, and he's actually got enough gold for a full completed Heaven's HeLlBiRd. So Ursa not so scary anymore in these fights if they can hit him with that.
Really, yeah, he was in such a good position just moments ago, but now he's just not looking like the same hero on the map. He's going for that BKB, but it's gonna be.
He's gonna need this. He saw the heavens queued up by the Bloodseeker, and then he changed his. He had oh wait, Rupture.
Roche fight breaks off, but Jace immediately brought to his knees, and Baron and Co. They'll use it as a sign. It's time to go up the high ground. Catch Anemi as well. They thought about the Impale, but they held on to it, and they do manage to get the glimpse back into the LT from BE, and they're going to bring down the Ursa. Exdee on top of this matchup once again. NiBLR going to be caught out with Sonic Trap. In comes the Timber Chain as well. He does manage to get things well, but it's not going to actually finish its duration. And therefore, they bring down 3 for nothing. And of course, straight to the Rochefoot they go. Junaid wasting absolutely no time. He's actually very close to his own BKB at this point, and he is so far ahead. He's going to pick up the Aegis for sure. And then, I guess, just have to finish off probably a couple of 100 gold extra on the Ogre Axe. And of course, the actual scroll itself at 1,450.
Yeah, HeLlBiRd, like,
oh, the hook shot comes in from Jace.
Way too early.
Wanted to go steal it, but yeah, that Roshan is still fighting fit. In fact, you're gonna get a pretty free kill, but in they go as well with the axe, but immediately glimpsed off. It's not working out for Punx here tonight, as Exdee just seems to be totally cool as a cucumber.
Where was the day? Oh, he just battle hungered the Nyx and he's gonna get stunned. That was a mistake.
So they get the glimpse off again, and of course straight into the Whirling Death he goes, and straight into the Fountain. He will find himself, well, with 42 seconds out of the game.
That's a small misplay. Like, out of all the heroes there that you want to battle hunger, the Nyx is not the one you want to do when you want to away afterwards. So I guess just kind of feeling forced to do something. But HeLlBiRd, when did you ever think you were going to hear, hey, I don't like this axe as an offlane hero. I want it to be played as a pos one. Like, Dota's in a weird place at the moment, but I love it.
Yeah, it's certainly. I like the Dota's at the moment. It feels like a lot of things are viable. I think heroes are getting a little bit more flexibility. I think that's one thing I really like. I mean, watch the space. I'm feeling the AA mids again. Nemi bottom lane, he wants to deal with this Timbersaw, and he's got his own 4-star, so he's able to back off. I don't think they quite have the damage to deal with Baron, but they do drop it with the Sonic Wave. Correcting me. The Rupture comes out onto the Ursa. He's immediately going to pop the ulti and start just TPing away. It looks like they'll be able to retreat out of this. But the glimpse comes out to Psycho. He BKBs now? Was that just delivered, Psycho? I'm confused because you made it so hard on yourself. He actually turns his attention to the Disruptor, but eventually goes down to the low ground where he's hoping to snatch the regen. He does have a bottle. Damage not quite there from the Nyx. Very close to it, but does mean that he will be able to pop that regen and stay in this fight. But maybe you can note it. They do manage to catch out Junaid here, and they bring in the Clockwork as well, but he is all alone. Pyko does return now. They get the Shadow Strike out, and they manage to bring down the first life of the TA. Out comes the plans from Remedy, who wants to make sure they actually have no part of this fight.
Oh, good HeLlBiRd!
Remedy does want to get into this fight and do some damage, will potentially bring down Remedy, but unfortunately for him, he again is starting to feel very lonely as Queen of Pain is forced to blink out. They're offering the high five. We'll see if he takes it, as he managed to bring down the Sonic Trap and now has to deal with Ski. Won't be able to do so as he's brought down by the Whirling Death Timber Chain combination. from Baron Biceps, and that's going to make it 4 for just the cost of the Aegis.
They committed so much onto this TA. The axe came in, he got glimpsed at immediately. Then the clockwork committed onto the same target. He got like 2 shots at almost when he ran away. It's just so hard for Punx to take these fights at the moment. It kind of just feels like for every move that they make, there's a counter move by Exdee, which is just like completely turning the fight. Like these glimpses by B has been extremely clutch. It's what pressing one button, but he's always been glimpsing the right targets at the right times. He's been a catch factor for them. So just extremely good disruptor play, and that's why this hero was valued so much a few years ago, and a bunch of the Russian teams still value disruptor a lot. Like you see teams like Na'Vi always still drafting a disruptor because of like just the toolset that it provides with just glimpse. Especially if you have heroes that give vision, like Templar Assassin, HeLlBiRd, because
just catch somebody on the edge of that trap.
Yeah, and then just glimpse them back because the trap will slow them, and then you could just hit the glimpse at the same time.
Here we go, Nemi. Probably going to just get exactly that. He's brought straight back into the but there was no connect field. So Nemi's able to run it off, but it feels like it's the beginning of the end here for Punx. Exdee, they look like they are well poised to secure a date with a duck.
Oh, poor Grimthroat.
And Nibbling Monkey, he's going to be caught out the top lane as well. And of course, allows them to just pick up some ancients, start farming the triangle. I love this, by the way. Just when you start securing this kind of area, it's almost like a prelude to taking over this part of the map. You can see that all of a sudden this tier 2 becomes somewhat influential, and I'm sure they'll bring it down quickly enough.
The game is really hard at the moment. Like, look at even with FICO damage just queuing up. He's going Boots of Travel into Blade Mail. So if he does get ruptured and he blinks, at least hopefully he takes the Bloodseeker with him. Kind of a
suicide bomber.
Yeah, suicide bomber. I'm just gonna pop my Blade Mail and blink, and then hopefully he kills Remedy at the same time. It's a little bit wonky. Axe needs a BKB because his blink calls are just being like this, like completely stopped because of B on the glimpse plays. He has queued it up, but he's still about 2,000 gold away from it. Any significant items? Nemi's farm is just completely stopped again.
No, he was, and they're going to go in onto JC, who does retaliate, and they get off a pretty decent soul bind as well. They're going to push back B though, which means that soul bind is actually going to burst. In comes Baron, going to go up onto the high ground. Psycho still stands around. He's taking a lot of damage. Needs out, won't be able to get out. You're going to lose 3, and now Nemi wants to at least try to find kill Baron. He's not going to be rewarded with that. Has to go around the blood right now. Suffering, trying to get away with the Earthshock, but he's brought down anyways. Psycho comes back with a buyback and does manage to bring down Timbersaw. But it's not enough. Ski buying time to make sure that Jason are not able to get on top of his cores. They do manage to find 2, but it's not enough, and they'll find the tier 2 tower again, which is, as I was saying, you're going to lock out Punx from this entire area on the minimap. And of course, you're going to lock them out of any future position in this matchup.
So dirty. This next just burrows on top of a TA trap. So if you ever get close to him, you're gonna get TA trap slowed, silenced when the TA gets shot as well. You're gonna get Carapace stunned. Yeah, this is, and you can see he's kind of playing around the traps as well on Ski. Like he's always in range of a trap, just to ensure that he's like permanently doing a lot of damage.
Right, well, let's take a quick moment to reward somebody, because we are doing the roll for the winner of that EGL One t-shirt. I'm jealous because I still have not picked mine up, but now I believe I actually have one, which is great news. So we'll be twinsies. We'll go out to a restaurant together and be very embarrassed when we're both wearing our EGL One shirts. You and the stranger that's going to win it. Let's see. It's actually going to go to Megan Jacobs. Megan Jacobs, congratulations. You do need to yell in the Evesports thing. You're going to have to come say hello to us on the channel before we can give that away to you. If not, we will re-roll. But let's see if Megan Jacobs is around.
Yeah, so congratulations to Megan Jacobs. Please claim your prize. Just type into the chat there so one of the production can get hold of you. And congratulations once again. Back to this game, HeLlBiRd. Like, the net worths are getting completely out of hand. Like, you're looking at Queen of Pain and Ursa both sitting around like 11 and 13k. Oh, TA. But this TA is on 18k. Like, that is ridiculous. Templar Assassin just feels...
Okay, there's a bit of a rope coming in here. Nibbling Monkey. They see the Stroke of Fate, but they want bigger prey. But the positioning from Exdee is pretty golden. They manage to get Guy next door out. He blinks away from the shot coming in from the TA. They do have the ulti that comes up from the Disruptor. But this time around, Nemi wants no part of it. And that, I think, is... It's the 8-second BKB as well. So you're not going to have any opportunity to use it in the next fight. I'm sure they'll try to force the issue. Interesting, bear in mind, Guy next door, as well as the Queen of Pain Psycho damage, is making their way up towards the top lane to put a little bit of pressure there. Try to force Exdee into movement across the map. And admittedly, this lane is quite far pushed out, so maybe there's something else.
Gavin is being cruel to Punx, eh? TA went from having an Imp Claw to having an Enchanted Quiver.
Direct upgrade, obviously, and perfect for TA.
And Disruptor has got Psychic Headband. Come on, man. Like, okay, but Burn has Faded Brooch. Okay, never mind. It's balanced.
Okay, well, let's see what happens here. They once again, they still have Psycho in the top lane, trying to just pick away at this tier 2 tower. Wants to create some sort of pressure on the map. Needs to at the moment. But Junaid, very happy to stand his ground, has DD bottle as well. So if you see something blow up, you might just miss the blink. They do get the Phantom's Embrace on Junaid. Doesn't last very long at all. And they do get a little bit of extra damage onto Guy next door. But right comes down as well as the Glimpse. But he's able to get away with the blink wall. Time top lane, however, Psycho may have done enough because he is able to get onto the tower. Of course, he's going to try to deal with the creep wave as quickly as possible as well. Apply himself to that tier 3 tower. In fact, he's trading fairly favorably here. Actually doing a great bit of work. About half HP on the tier 3 tower top lane. And I think that's going to force Exdee to respect this and back off. The TP start coming in and immediately Psycho realizes he needs to get the tree line, does just that and starts TPing away himself. However, managed to buy him team a little bit of time. They're 15k behind at the moment, so I think that's a good call.
Yeah, Roche is about to respawn as well, so that's kind of Exdee's next objective. They do have a trap in the pit as well, so the moment he's up, they'll see it. He just popped up. They should ping it any moment now, and then make their way to the Roche pit. And I think once they have this Aegis, because there's a shard in there as well, shard and cheese. Who's taking shard though? Okay, Bloodseeker already has his. Nyx Assassin's one is cute, but I wouldn't say great. Timbersaws is really strong, and then obviously TA is really good.
Yeah, I'd say add the TA or the Timbersaw. I think to agree with that. I mean, either of those is pretty powerful.
Yeah, like the trap damage. Did you take the trap damage talent? Yes, he did. 180 psionic trap damage. So very annoying. 180 bonus damage from the talent tree, and it silences you as well, depending on how long it was on the ground. So the longer the channel, the longer the silence. What's the max silence on that HeLlBiRd? 3.5 seconds. That's pretty significant. They've got the Bloodseeker one on top of that, which is 6 seconds. Like, doesn't make any sense. What does Teki's blast off silence you for? 8 seconds, is it not?
An eternity until you're dead.
Like forever and ever.
If you survive the engagement, you have to die before you can cast spells again.
Teki silences forever and ever.
Okay, so top bottom lane, Pyco actually picked the fight with Remedy. He managed to force out the BKB, and he manages to get away as well with the immediate TP. Also saved the BKB charge himself, and a fight break towards the mid lane. They get off the soul bind onto Junaid. A lot of damage being done. Bear in mind, once again, that TA does have an Aegis, but Nemi wants to at least get through that. And the call comes out, but Junaid, he's just not going down. They're desperately trying to deal with this TA, but he is just soaring away. Finally, they get on top and they'll bring it down. The Aegis. Nemi glimpses back onto Baron. He may not appreciate it. He's taking a world of damage right now. Out comes the Sonic Wave. It is beautiful. But is it enough? Because they lose the Ursa. Scheme drops these by Krampus. And now Psycho in a lot of trouble here. He's disarmed. He's in trouble. He wants to blink away, but won't even get that off. He falls as well. 4 down for Punx. And unfortunately, I kind of feel like that's 4 too many. They're likely to be in the position where they are knocked out of EGL One right here. The one thing in their favor is the creep wave still taking a little while to catch up, but 96 seconds still remain in the buybacks from Pyco. And, well, even with the backdoor protection, it hasn't mattered much. They've done a world of good damage, and they're going to bring their first racks down here. And possibly seal the fate as they move towards the bottom lane would be the expected response from Exdee.
Their draft composition was really good this game. B and Ski Hound and the two supports did extreme amounts of works on their heroes. And Remedy always rupturing the Ursa or the Queen of Pain, making sure it's the right targets. And Junaid is kind of just the main farmer on the squad. But like this TA has been taking all the ancient camps, all these, like he's been the farm priority. But Remedy is only 3k, okay, it's not, it's 5k behind him. But he's still above the enemy cores. So this Bloodseeker has still found farm. So it's not like his contribution has been insignificant at all. So everyone is just kind of executing their role extremely well. We're on the side of Punx, it's just been a really hard game. Like Jace has kind of just been hookshotting in and dying. Not to his fault, it's kind of what's going to happen if you play a clockwork into a draft like this. And Guy Next Door has struggled to find farm this game. So just a really weird like phase of play when Exdee started controlling the map.
Honestly, this is one of those times you look at the performance of Punx and no one played poorly. There wasn't a moment where you look, where like they've thrown this game, or wow, why did they make these decisions? It just feels more like in every engagement Exdee have just been better, and it's been across the entire series. I actually think this is a pretty scary looking Exdee lineup at the moment, and of course at this stage you'd be forgiven for assuming that they'll be playing up against Punx DUC very soon. And you know, I kind of
just scouting this whole movement.
They're going to catch him up.
Even if
Want
he
to blow
dies.
him up as quickly as possible. Look at that blood drive. It catches everybody. The BKB is all forced out. The speed, the thirst from Remedy. He's thirsty for a little bit of progression here at EGL One. You're going to try and run down the Blue Monk. The damage is there. The glimpses there. And Remedy just soaring, flying through. And the GG has been called. Punx, we won't say goodbye to them entirely. There's still a playoff up against Frostbite to decide the 5th position. They're still potentially in the money here at EGL One. But for Exdee, they're looking towards DUC. And I think a very firm shot across the bow at how good they are looking right now. Alright. nOtAhErO. Looks like our giveaways are sorted, our victor is decided, and we're about to close off on a bit of an early night here at EGL One. Very convincing victories from Exdee. Any final thoughts from you before we say goodbye?
No, it's just congratulations to Punx to where they made it in the tournament. I know it's a bit bittersweet. Congratulations, like obviously after the game they just had like the result, but they were well deserved to be invited to the tournament, and they played themselves into a position where they had to go up to against Exdee tonight, and it's a team they have beaten before, but Exdee being the better team on the night. And congratulations to the lads from Exdee for taking it and progressing in the tournament.
Fair enough. Again, I think that it's definitely bittersweet to this evening because it's great to see Exdee playing so well, but it's also sad to say goodbye to Punx. They had a very interesting story here at EGL One. Obviously, were I guess in their own right, the event almost started on a high note for them, because I think you're going into this event, if you had picked your top 4, this is almost where they earned it. This was the resolution to a lot of grind that they'd put out to be a side that you wouldn't bite directly out of the top 4 over sides like WRG, for example, who I think had been, you know, holding that spot for a while. So they've definitely grown as a side, and hopefully they will just continue to do so. But of course, I say bittersweet as well, because the sweet part is also just to look at how good Exdee are right now. They look phenomenal, and they're going to have a very interesting tournament ahead of them. I think DUC, hopefully, are taking notes, because they're going to have to answer some questions that Punx was simply unable to do. But right, I think that's it, guys. Thanks for joining us. It's been a real bit of fun. I have never made so many slip-ups with invitees and words and all sorts of weird and wonderful things tonight. So hopefully you enjoyed it more than I did. But anyways, thanks so much for tuning in. EGL One's been a great night as usual, and of course we're really in the tail end now. Only 4 teams in contention. Of course, as mentioned, there is that 5th and 6th match playoff still to come, but only 4 teams in with a shot. 1 team not going to make it to the podium, 1 will. Will it be Exdee? Will it be DUC? And what happens next? Because, of course, Sinister 5 and Energy are still waiting there in the upper bracket. But let's call it there. Good night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Of course, one last shout out to HP and Omen. Of course, everyone from Evesports themselves. Good night. We'll see you soon.